are no strangers to scandal. Opie and Anthony on satellite radio. Show's hosts Anthony Camilla and Greg Opie here.
Controversial team.
Comments, profanity linked to Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy gag. The Opie and Anthony show.
Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
This is dangerous.
There's nothing in the Bible that says you can't tongue an asshole.
Psychotic, sexual, deviant.
I just want to take it in the shitter like a good fruit.
Really, it is a very, very bad thing.
Go fuck yourself.
It's unbelievable.
I love it.
We know we're great. Everyone knows we're great.
Complete horseshit.
This show's never short of characters. We're just dicks.
We don't get you one way, we fuck you the other way.
This is like what goes on in a mental institution.
I'm the Opie and Anthony virus, and I'm here to infect you with hilarity.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
How great is that? Good one.
Hey, morning.
Hi.
It's the Opie and Anthony show.
Hi, everybody.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
It's Thursday, isn't it?
It's Thursday.
That's good. That's good.
And we got another love boards giveaway, I see, in the corner there.
We'll get the other one anyway.
Another Burton snowboard we're going to give away.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, it's got a package on it.
Huh?
We got a big package wrapped around it.
Yeah, well. Yeah, it's a very, very sweet snowboard.
Carrying case or something.
Yeah, a little carrying case.
We'll be giving that away. That's,
They're not even that heavy.
That's fantastic.
they can't be that heavy.
Jimmy, why don't we go snowboarding this?
Dude,
I was ready to say this summer. Why don't we go snowboarding this winter?
I actually would. I've never done it. I mean, I would
It's
like
pretty
to try
cool.
it.
You'll be on your ass all afternoon, but
That's right. I'm afraid of skiing and stuff like that.
why are you
Are ya?
afraid?
Because it's scary.
And you break
Skiing
your legs and you
rules.
can't do gigs.
You get hurt.
You're not going to break your legs. You'll be on the bunny hill or something. You'll be fine.
I love rabbits.
No.
Not that type of bunny hill.
No.
I'm not saying I wouldn't try. I've just not done it to date. But I mean, these things are apparently a lot of fun. I mean, I would do it though.
Yeah. That would be fun. I like it with the cover on it better. Me too. Makes a nice sound.
It's a very nice thing that we got to give away to our listeners today.
Oh, I am so
Gay.
Yes. you can't, wow, you are Kreskin this morning.
You can't ever pause like that. What's wrong with you? I learned that lesson months ago, and I know I'm about to say something that you guys could squeeze a word in. I don't even leave space anymore between words.
You gotta like really.
I learned that
Yeah.
For real. I learned that a while ago. If you listen closely, you'll never hear me go, "I'm so."
He's very funny.
I would be like, "I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so hungry. I'm
really tired. Yeah. I really don't.
You can't fucking. I'm so
open to discussion. Go ahead, everybody.
You're so what?
Yeah.
Sick of this place?
No. I'm just very. I'm very irresponsible with my time.
No, wait. You just fucking threw me under a bus. I say I'm sick of this place just because it's the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
I know we've had our issues big time lately, but yeah, I'm sick of this place in general. I just need to get away. I think that is a fair and safe thing to say.
Yeah, I think that gets. I think that's part of it too. Like I'm really entering that mode of like, I'm off.
I think in general we had a really good year here.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, the last week and a half has been pretty fucking shitty.
as far as doing shows and stuff.
Oh, the shows were fun.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about outside this fucking room.
Okay.
No, that's always a disaster.
Those guys have made the show a lot harder to do. Even though they told us that whatever. God damn, not the same thing every day.
The fun I have doing the show.
Sorry.
In this situation, this is what it reminds me of: fucking a hot girl.
Yeah.
In crushed glass.
There you go. That's perfect.
Can we're on this for a minute.
Uh-huh.
So I got to say this, and then I didn't forget what you said
just
about irresponsibility.
Aside, but yeah.
No, what sums up this year, I gotta say this.
Summing up the year?
I gotta say this.
In summation.
What sums up this year is what happened after the show yesterday, as we're walking to the elevator, I saw something, and I saw an observation that I want to bring to everyone's attention. Anthony and I are walking toward the elevator, just wanting to get out of here. And all of a sudden, Rob Cross walks up to Anthony and hands him an envelope. This sums up the year at SiriusXM.
I'm thinking Christmas bonus.
Christmas bonus? Sure.
Christmas bonus. I haven't seen one of those in years.
Sure.
But wow, it's Christmas bonus time.
But boy, does this sum up our feelings about this place, and hopefully things will change in the new year. So Anthony opens it up and discovers that it's a invoice for the World Series tickets he asked SiriusXM for.
Yeah, it was my bill for the World Series tickets.
If that doesn't sum up the year here at SiriusXM. So then...
I know.
So Rob... I mean, I guess he's just a messenger, so I don't feel like beating him up any more than he is. He's got to fucking heal from all the bruises he got this week already. So I go to Anthony. We're in the elevator. I go, I got to ask Ant, did you know you were getting a bill for the World Series tickets? He looks at me and he goes, I'm finding out right now that I had to pay for my World Series tickets that I asked SiriusXM for. You know, the company that has Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
That we promote pretty heavily on our channel.
By the way, here's an example for you people listening on this contraption of what happens now when people misinterpret what this break is about. Bye, asshole.
How did somebody interpret it?
Cheap much?
It's not about
let me explain.
that.
The point isn't the cost of the tickets, you fucking cunt. It has nothing to do with it, you dumb animal fucking cunt.
God, it's not
it's
about
the whole
that.
idea that I work here. I'm using the experience of going to the game on the show.
Which you did.
I've discussed it a lot.
Which you did.
The series, the whole season. I was discussing the Yankees and then the playoffs and the series. So going to the games is a good thing to do. So I could come in here and discuss what happened, what it was like to be in the new park for the first time that the Yankees are in the new park, in the playoffs and the series, just things like that.
And you're a fan.
I'm a huge fan.
So it works out for everybody.
So it's not the amount of money. I don't care about that. Yes, I pay it. I don't mind. It's fine. It's just
why doesn't that guy or girl get the point that what we're trying to say here is the fact that Ant had no idea he had to pay for his World Series tickets until someone gave him an envelope a month and a half, 2 months after the fact.
Wow.
That's the point we're trying to make here. And trust me, they get a really good deal to begin with the Opie and Anthony show.
Here's the deal.
They
have Major League Baseball. They have MLB on the platform. So you would think if a personality on the platform wants to go to the games and discuss it at length on the air, have some fun with it, you'd think they'd be like, wow, that's kind of a quid pro quo thing, you know? We get a little crossover action, the O&A show talking about sports and Major League Baseball, things like that. And, hold on.
But more importantly is that if they were going to have you pay for the tickets, they should have told you outright.
Yeah, there was I'll be honest, there was a vague kind of, you might have to, like you might have to pay.
Right.
The whole thing is, it should just be like, well, you know.
You do a good job for us. You guys had a great year for us. You brought in a lot of subscribers for us. We understand we didn't really give you the deal you wanted.
And I don't think it's any, it's skin off their nose.
No, it's called taking care of your employees.
Yeah, that's all.
How about just little things like that go a long way, and for some reason XM got that, Sirius doesn't for some reason, and I don't know why. I asked for Ranger Islander tickets yesterday because that's a huge hockey rivalry, and last minute, and I understand, but I'm like, wow, they got this NHL thing. They got look here. I'm promoting it, by the way, as I talk about this. They have all the games on Sirius XM. Yeah. You can flip around and listen to any hockey game on any given night. So I'm like, wow, Islanders, Rangers, New York City. I live five minutes away. I want to go. And the answer I got back was, well, the plan is if you start going on the NHL channels and talk hockey, because it seems like you're really into it, that would be really good. And then that would eventually lead to you getting tickets. No, I needed tickets for that particular game. I already have season tickets. I get to go to 20 games easy this year.
Well, that's nice.
Maybe more, because I go to away games when I can. It's like, just take care of your fucking employees every once in a while.
I remember when we worked at rock stations, if there was a concert coming around that you wanted to see, it wasn't even an issue. You went.
Right.
You went to the PD or whatever and just said, oh, man, we got tickets for that show? And he's like, yeah, here you go. And you get a couple of tickets, you go see the show, and that way you come back, you talk about it.
You always make it part of your radio show. Always.
Yeah.
Always. But I'm with Ann in the elevator. I'm like, after the week we had with these guys, they're giving you an invoice for your work.
Yeah, that was a good.
But is it surprising?
That's
though?
really
That was a great
smart.
time to give it to me.
That's surprising. Has anything happened in the last year which would indicate that anything was going to happen but what happened there?
And
I literally, in 20 years of doing comedy, I've never dealt with this situation. I mean, I'm fucking speechless.
And I don't. It's whatever it is. Here's the bottom line. I had a great time at the games, and
you could afford to pay for it, and all
yes,
that.
I've been blessed with a career that affords me the ability to pay for said tickets like that.
Sure.
So I'll just pay for them. But it is one of those things where it's like you'd think, you'd think they'd take care of that, but
No.
Company's very
They won't even give me my old cell phone back.
penny pinching.
Did they ever get back to anybody about my old cell phone?
I don't know.
Supposedly they said that I signed. Here's a corporate thing. We talk about this stuff because I gotta say, we talk about this because I think this is something everyone can relate to out there. The corporate world is a weird fucking place.
It's an alien world to me.
I got a BlackBerry. I'm on the corporate system, and I wanted to upgrade my phone, and I did just that with the brand new Bold Ant, and I'm loving it, by the way. No trackball anymore. This little optical thing is pretty.
Really?
It's pretty cool.
No trackball. Well, I wish my iPhone didn't have a. Oh, right.
I understand. It's two different worlds.
It certainly is.
I have an iPhone too, and I use it a little bit. I tinker with it, but so they had to take my old phone and my new phone, and take the old phone off the system and put my new phone on the system, so you get corporate email and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right? So I go, hey, can I have my old phone back? Because, see, my brother makes absolutely no money, and he wants my cell phone to start a business. And quite frankly, I don't want to have to buy my brother a brand new cell phone if I could just give him my old one, which is still a really good phone, by the way.
You just pass it.
Because I'm like Anthony. I just get I buy 2 phones a year because you just want the latest phone, right? Mm-hmm. They said to me, they wrote back and said that I signed over ownership of my cell phone in February, so I cannot have my own phone back.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I paid for these phones. They could have bought me this new phone that I'm showing you guys right now. I said, no, I'll buy my own phone. I just want it on the corporate system so I could get the corporate email and stuff. And I bought the old phone that they now supposedly own. Mm-hmm. I'm like, give me my old phone back. And they're like, sorry, we can't do that.
But you bought it.
I did buy it. But for some weird corporate thing, I signed over ownership.
The second
give me my old phone back. My brother needs it. You guys don't need my old phone.
The second they put any of their proprietary stuff on it, it becomes their property. Is that it?
I guess.
It's actually, I swear to you, it is the same thing as if you drove in to a garage with a flat tire. They changed the tire,
right,
and now they own the car.
Right.
Why the fuck? How?
And it's always like, sorry, that's corporate policy. It's like, how about we go around corporate policy? And how about you do the right thing and give me my old phone back?
9.
Please.
9.
Please, I'm begging you. Can I have my old phone back that I paid for, please? So I could give it to my brother?
I unbounced that guy because when he said cheap, he meant the company.
Oh, you fucked them.
So, all
right, sorry, you handled it well. Get out, you animal fucking cunt. Well, at least you put the right amount of emphasis to his 2 remarks.
Well, we're a bit on edge. We just need to get it. We need to just put this year behind us and hope for better things in 2010.
I was yelling at a fan mere minutes into the program.
And by the way, and I don't even like to talk about the message boards anymore because most of them are fine.
Yeah.
But just I understand that they speculate and a lot of times they're wrong. But to the scumbag I don't mind when they speculate, but it's like when they actually come off with their points of authority, like they want, like, they have X amount of posts, and they want to act like they've been around the block, you know. And this fucking one douchebag, you know, if Jimmy's gonna leave in October, he's probably just gonna mail it in. Listen to me, you fucking jizz bucket,
animal fucking cunt.
Not even. I like.
How would you know that he said that?
Because I looked at it. I shouldn't have.
Go there.
Believe me, I shouldn't have.
I'll go back to those places when I feel like they're fan sites.
I don't care.
Never again. It's a thing of the past. With Twitter,
but I'm just saying,
I still use this.
I'm just saying.
No need.
I don't mind fan sites if I go there and I go, wow, this is obviously a fan site. I don't feel that anymore.
There's no need to go to a message board with Twitter and fucking your Facebooks and shit like that and PT over here.
PT.
Things like that. Make message boards and they're obsolete. There's no reason to fucking go there.
But the point is, I know. No.
Go ahead.
To say that I would mail it, it's like you're just, if you're not a fan of mine, that's, you know, please, you got the right to be that.
First of all, he's mailing it in before then.
Dude, I've been doing that since fucking 1990, the first time I walked out. And then this fucking scumbag, questions my loyalty to the show because I went on the fucking Miserable Men show and they didn't mention Opie and Anthony. Nobody before I went on Miserable Men said don't mention Opie and Anthony. I'm telling you, nobody said that. Nobody said you can't. Nobody goes, Jim, just don't. Nobody. So don't fucking question my loyalty, you piece of shit. Fucking, you anonymous scumbag message board fucking poster.
Speculating.
Just question my loyalty to the show. What are you, fucking nuts?
If you only knew.
Unbelievable.
Jimmy's pretty much working for free right now.
Speculate if a gun's loaded in your mouth.
But if you understood the amount of shows that we have fought with, that I have not gone on the road to promote gigs, and I'm fine not doing it. Believe me, I don't mind not going on the shows.
You don't have to explain.
But I am explaining because other people read that, so it's like that's what annoys me. That's again. But of course he's got a fake fucking message board name. But whatever you are, you don't like me, that's acceptable. You don't like my performance, that's also acceptable. But don't start coming off like you're a point of authority. You're not.
He knows.
You don't.
Oh, he knows.
That was the only thing that annoyed me.
How infuriating.
Just a fucking jerk off who probably stands at the message board parties and would walk up and go, hey man, I really like your stuff. Or wouldn't, at least if I was sitting there, go, look, man, how come you weren't loyal to the show? Would never. Walk up and just say that. There are people I know from the message boards who I know douched us a long time ago, and I see them in real life now.
Still see 'em.
I will not acknowledge they're alive. So a couple of you that might think I was really rude, I know your old message board names. That's why I'm fucking rude to you.
You're a cock.
I know your message board name. I'm not mean to you, like, I just won't speak. There's no need for it.
It's weird.
Yep, good.
It's weird to have a fan site that tries to tear the show apart.
But most of them are fine. Honestly, most of them are great. They really are. Most of them have fun with it.
The show down. And you say you're a fan site. Go away.
Most of them are fine. And even the ones that don't like me are still fine because they're fans. I'm only talking about that kind of criticism.
There's enough things you could do with Twitter. You post, bam, there's a picture. Boom, there's a picture up there.
You know what, if I want to talk to fans, boom, I send out a message. They go, hey, Bobo, boom, you're Robert Kelly live. Boom, come to the show, dude. Send out a picture.
Dude.
Go fishing, dude. You ever notice how fast something leaves my life? Boom, dude. The vacuum, nothing can fill the hole. I can't fish.
We're going fishing again in the spring. And you're coming with us, Jimmy.
Not happening.
Match the hatch.
You're doing some fly fishing with us.
Not happening.
Yeah, you will.
Never.
Yeah, you will. By the way, the Islanders did beat the Rangers.
Did you go?
I heard that on the way.
And I will not be appearing on any NHL fucking channel anytime soon. Because that's not how I work.
Oh, that's
I like it to be organic and just fucking natural.
Loyalty to the show. They didn't mention the good loyalty to the show. Oh, shut up, you fucking faggot. Shut up. Nice to see you. Loyalty to you. What do? Do you suck somebody else's dick? Do you post count? How many do you have? Look at that comma. Oh my God. You have more than one. And this guy doesn't even have that many. He probably wants to get it up, A couple of the douchebags.
Count up so he can get his dick sucked.
Oh, the girls must love that. Let's suck his cock. He's got more posts than most people. Oh, that guy talks on the message board more than most people. How many do you have? I've got this one. You've got a comma in your... A comma in the post. Shut up.
Shit.
Fucking asshole.
And then someone tries to say something nice, they're a new poster, and everyone just jumps on them. It's like, yeah, that's smart. That's how you're gonna get the numbers up on your site.
Ugh.
Just beat the shit out of anybody that tries to contribute.
There have been plenty of people that have fun.
The majority of them.
I
You know what?
understand that,
But
but
you
they
know
got to
what?
take back
I
the
don't even go.
fucking spirit of the board. Then.
I have not been to a fucking Opie and Anthony message board of any kind in probably well over a year. I don't even know when the last time I even checked in, never mind posted anything or commented on anything. I see no reason for it, because most of the time it was because I wanted to post a picture or, say something or...
Well, since
that's what you do on message boards. That's good. I wanted to either post a picture or say something.
What else would you do?
Yeah.
Well, Anthony,
I'm an idiot.
Yes, you certainly are.
Anthony, since I discovered...
I didn't mean to be disloyal by saying you're an idiot.
Oh, well, you are. I read it.
Since I discovered Twitter and presented it to the world...
Oh, absolutely.
I've been way down as far as going there as well. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. There's no reason.
No, follow us on Twitter. Opie Radio, Jim Norton, Anthony Cumia, right?
9.
Right? That's all it is?
Yeah, it's
Anthony Cumia.
Yeah, Anthony Cumia.
Jim Norton.
C-U-M-I-A.
Twitter?
Yeah.
And Opie Radio. We got a nice little fucking network of people that are really enjoying what we're doing. And it's very appreciated. The replies I get, I got to tell you, very appreciated. I can't get back to everybody, but I certainly try. And I thank you.
And if you get shit, boof. You can just block people. It's easy. It's like, I don't need this in my life.
If I think it's undue criticism, I will. I've had people say shit that I was like, whatever.
Oh no, there's a difference.
Yeah,
I could handle criticism. It's the people that are not fans that are just following you to be assholes.
I was tweeting last night during the wonderful Jesse the Body Ventura show on the global warming.
Yeah, how was that?
And it'd be fascinating. Fascinating what this
What's
man
his take
knows.
on that?
Don't even ask me.
You don't know?
I didn't
You couldn't figure it out?
I didn't serve. How could I possibly convey what that masterful genius Jesse the Body Ventura knows?
Did he fly into the middle of a hurricane or something? Or
Dude,
did he try to make it rain? What did he do?
He sent their people to China. To try to find a guy that knows something about global warming. He's the one making all the money.
I guess
that was my one post. Here's my one post. It said, can we all keep in mind this is the man exposing our government? And it's a picture of the old school Jesse and his boa and his sunglasses. Because that's ludicrous now that he's the authority.
I got to stick up for Jesse now.
All righty.
You're very smart.
I try.
And you're talking politics better than most of the talking heads on TV.
I try.
It would take me 10 seconds to find a picture of you looking like a complete mad man.
I am not
10, 12 years ago.
I was not a governor, and I'm not trying to dispel these fucking.
Exactly.
I'm not a.
But you're a
conspiracy
talk show host
theorist.
now.
Look how adorable I was.
You're a talk show host now,
shirt.
and that comes with respect. And I got pictures of you looking like you, I don't know, that they haven't discovered what species you are yet.
Oh, I know. It's fantastic. But you know something? I'm not on TV talking to government officials about conspiracies.
Yeah. Well, give me the lowdown.
It was.
So he went to China. Try to find people.
Why does my name come up? And then docking. I saw a couple docking. That wasn't me, I swear.
Is there something you want to tell us, Mr. Cumia?
Docking.
Are you into docking? Are you secretly into
docking? A lot of Jill pictures pop up, too. No, Jesse's show was just amazing. And interestingly enough, Opie, he took the opposite angle on this. He says the global warming controversy is all based on people getting rich off of something that hasn't been proven. He's not one of these guys saying that there is global warming. See, I thought he was going to go that way. Boom, he goes the other way on me.
Wait, you thought he was going to say there
is global warming. But since I guess, a lot of people believe in global warming, he went the other way and chatted with, again, bad actors that are supposed scientists and witnesses to things. Secret people. There's one man that lives out somewhere. I don't know. They had to take a ferry there. They wouldn't say where it was. A lot of fog. And then they had a screen.
Well, if you're going to do a conspiracy show, you got to film in fog.
Yes, very foggy.
I'm not surprised by that.
They had the screen with the light behind them. the light behind him, so you couldn't see him, but you could see his silhouette. And everyone said, "Oh my God, that looks like Jesse Ventura." With his voice change on his screen.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You think it was?
I don't think it was, but it was funny that everyone thought it was.
That's classic.
And again, he proved nothing. Not one of the best episodes I've seen. It's one of the. It was kind of like not good, but he kept going. Follow the money. He kept telling his crew there in the war room, "Here's what you do, people. Follow the money." Every time. Next, Jesse goes into danger alone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, and they show him walking like slow motion into the light. And then he's in China. They're in China chasing down this guy that's apparently the mastermind of this scheme to destroy the world economy using global warming as a fear thing. And they're chasing him. They're chasing him down the street in China. It was ridiculous.
I still don't know what he did last night.
I don't know what he did either. I swear to
and
you.
You're good at explaining stuff. I'm lost.
He just looks at the camera and goes, do I have to say any more?
We got to get clips.
I
know we told Sam no clips
idiot.
today on that one, but we got to get clips.
He's an idiot.
Did he bring Earthquake with him? Earthquake
no.
should know something about global warming.
No, you would think. You would think Earthquake might know something, but
Gorilla Monsoon?
Monsoon. Gorilla Monsoon.
had to
Think
be
about
there.
it.
No?
Think about it. Oh, he's dead.
I know.
See, they shut him
I know,
up.
but for the purpose of this bit, we make believe all the wrestlers are alive. Because it just makes it so much more fun.
It's like the wrestling halls of justice where, they're still alive.
Right.
Still alive.
Speaking of wrestlers, Sam tweeted last night, and this, he always tweets wrestling, which I can't be bothered with for the most part.
That's why
I
don't
like Sam a
follow him
lot.
anymore.
But the WWE signed Bret Hart. And we had Bret Hart on our show about a year and a half ago. I would guess it was about a year and a half ago when he had a book.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he should be wrestling unless something has drastically changed in the last year or so.
No,
but they signed him to appear on the WWE.
Wow.
For the next couple months, at least
that
4
all
months
about?
or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out.
Look, keep up your good nature.
But anyway, back to so Jesse. Did he deal with like Al Gore or any of that shit?
Yeah, they said he broke into an interview between one of his staff and a gentleman that supposedly ran a business. I don't know who he was, what he did. I don't know this man. I don't know what he does. But Jesse comes in, and the guy's like, oh, surprise, like, because he's talking with the woman that's set up like a regular interview on TV. And then Jesse comes in and sits down, and he's like, how you doing? Like, just to sit down now. And he took the guy by surprise, and the guy's like, oh, Jesse's here. Oh. And now Jesse starts questioning him, and he just kept going like, no comment. No comment. Like a CEO or an owner or whatever he is of this company would actually say that on camera.
So
he'd elaborate, and maybe if he didn't want to answer the question, go like, Jesse, look, here's what it is. I'm not going to... You don't sit there and look guilty by going, no comment. He's an actor.
You think so?
Yes.
So you think the whole show's fake?
Fake. Not the whole show. There are some
Most
people
of
he
it?
talks to, but the people he talks to, they don't amount to a hill of beans.
That's a reenactment. We're allowed to do reenactments.
We can do that.
Can I tell you, it's a shame because I think all of us love a good conspiracy, especially when we were growing up. The whole JFK thing is the biggie, but UFOs and Bigfoot, just think of In Search Of if you're a little older.
Right.
Imagine if you update that type of show. There's so many new conspiracies, and they're blowing it by having Jesse do it. I'm thinking.
When someone brought up a great point in the war room, when they're just looking at Jesse, and Jesse's like, follow the money. That's how we'll find out where this trail ends. And everyone's like looking at Jesse like, yeah, we got to do it. And they kind of panned around the table. One guy had IMs open on his computer. So he's just talking to his pals or something.
I'm sure, yeah.
He's not doing anything on this computer.
Oh, God.
It was so bad. And it wasn't even like one of the best episodes. Next week, what does he do next week? Oh, I remember seeing the spot for it, and I was thrilled.
Yeah, but
it's going to be something really good.
But we were thrilled about global warming. It looks like it was a bust.
It was a bust, yeah, because Jesse solved absolutely nothing again.
And I don't know what you just explained. Still.
Exactly. I don't know when I watched
He went to China
to track down this guy.
Did he
who's
talk
like
about the tsunami?
head. No.
Oh, that was the weather machine.
Right.
That was the mind control
right.
HAARP thing that caused that. Right.
This was all about, he doesn't believe in global warming. He thinks it's a giant conspiracy to make money.
So did he explain Hurricane Katrina then? And say it wasn't global warming making these hurricanes a little more deadly?
This was only him chasing down people that are making boatloads of money on making people think there's global warming. So there's this one guy.
I kind of like that he's going after those guys.
Well,
that are
only
profiteering on global warming.
That's what he said, profiteering. He goes,
that's a good word, right?
Yeah, and he brought up, it's like a war on global warming. And when war comes, you got profiteering.
No matter what.
And I was a Navy SEAL.
But no matter what, you'll always have profiteering.
Of course. Next week, oh my God, Big Brother is watching. And it's not what you think. Jesse Ventura's investigation of government surveillance on citizens tears the lid off of nationwide program that is thought to turn local businessmen and office workers into spies, snooping on their neighbors and ratting on their friends in exchange for information and special privileges from the FBI, including some charge a license to kill.
Nobody charges that.
So...
Nobody.
and again, he's really smart. He covers his
our
bases.
neighbors.
Dan, what's he say here? He goes that some say little things that it could be that I've heard. None of this is fact. It's fucking. And I understand it's a fun show. It doesn't have to be
But we're not watching our neighbors in general.
No.
If there's some kind of suspicious thing, you might kind of watch them closely to make sure like there's nothing going on. But in general, we're too busy to watch our neighbors.
We're not ratting people out.
Unless they're getting changed in front of an open window or something.
Well,
then of course you got to watch.
Yes.
Tear the lid off a nationwide program that is thought to turn local businessmen and ratting out their friends and state information, and some charge
a license
is
to kill.
Thought and some charge.
Yeah.
In that shows you the fucking lack of conviction. It's all
exactly.
I've gotten the hate emails I got from some of his Jesse people who are like 9/11 truthers. Man,
I know. Yeah.
What childlike dumb motherfuckers.
They just don't understand. They will never really look at things. They just regurgitate what they hear.
Jesse should have hit you. Fuck you. And fuck your anger in your emails. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, that was the point I was making right before this was like banning people from your blocking people on your Twitter.
Sure.
I was twittering this, and some guy went like, wow, real tough guy on your Twitter or something like that. He was talking about how Jimmy stood up to him and why didn't I say anything when he was there? And
that was me.
And yeah, I know. That's why I didn't block you. But like, I wouldn't block that. I don't care.
God.
Whatever. You're an idiot.
Let me explain that one. You don't think I wanted in on the Jesse Ventura fight? But when one of your buddies is in a fight, you let him fight. You know what I mean?
You have gold going on. You don't jump in.
Of course I wanted in. Ant wanted in. Jimmy was handling himself just fine.
It was perfect.
And we were kind of sitting back just waiting to see what our move would be if it got uglier.
Yeah, that's it.
I told Ant I've been boxing lately, and I would have boxed him, and Ant just laughed at me.
As he should have. Insane. I don't care how crazy he is. That meat fist of his will fucking put a hole in your face.
The last thing I wanted.
I just love how you laughed at me, though. I'm like, I've been boxing a little bit in the gym lately. I think I could have hit him a couple times if I had to. Just being a dope.
Yeah, so
an ex-wrestler is a strong guy. Like, if he just grabs you and throws you against the wall, you're in trouble, man. A guy like that.
I was a governor. I was a fighter. No, you fake wrestled. You were a fake wrestler. A Navy SEAL. All right, Frogman.
All right, well, hopefully we'll get a couple clips if they can find a couple clips.
Yeah, if they can find a couple of fun ones, that'd be good.
The phone's a lot of stuff going on. Dennis, stay there. I'm going to go to you next, but I want to go to Tommy in Michigan first. Tommy, what's up?
Tommy. Tommy D.
You know what? I'm jealous of Ron and Fez because every time they have a Tommy phone call, they play Tommy from The Who.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn it, that's so good. I wish we came up with that.
We did.
Did we?
Well, no disrespect, but
wait,
I remember when
so can we?
Well, we did it with Dice. When Dice went, Tommy. And it was like, Tommy, can you hear? And we had Dice doing it.
Holy shit, it was
Tommy.
our bit.
Tommy.
Get me some Tommy.
Tommy. Tommy.
Are you saying Ron and Fez ripped us off?
It was Tommy.
You could say it.
Can you hear? No.
They can handle the truth.
No, it's
just like Jesse Ventura, dishing out the truth. They can handle the truth.
It could be looked at differently because it was Dice. And Dice was like on the phone, or was he here? I'm not sure. But it was somebody on the phone, I think, named Tommy.
Well,
and we kept playing the Tommy, can you hear me thing. And it was
so it was
Tommy.
Ours. It was ours to begin with. How about we play nice, though? Is there another name that we could, like, jump on and then have a little clip every time that name calls? What other name
we got
songs are
Hello
there?
Bill. And
No, I want it in a rock song.
Oh, you want a rock song?
I don't know. How about if someone named Billie Jean calls up?
All right.
All right,
Billie
Travis.
Jean.
Travis, could you get the Billie Jean clip? Because
No one named
I have a
Billie
feeling
Jean.
we're going to get a lot of Billie Jean
exactly.
calls.
No, we won't.
And I want some Beths to call, too.
All right. That's
Kiss
a good one.
Being snubbed by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We'll get into that in a second, Jimmy. I know. Tommy, go ahead. Tommy!
Fellas, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, how are you? Calling from Michigan. The Jersey boys and that group, not very bright. And happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank
Tommy, what are you trying to do?
Oh, my God.
Tommy, for real, what are you trying to do?
That show, man, those guys aren't that bright.
Okay, now how do you know this? Do you watch the show?
Oh, they were on the Jay Leno show last night.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
God damn, are you stupid?
So, 2 minutes into the phone call, we finally know why you're calling. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you saw him on Leno. So how was it? Please enlighten those people that did not see it and make the experience as if we had seen it. Go ahead.
Well, obviously they come on at 10 o'clock in Michigan, but they were on asking questions about the UN and everything else, and they just did not know the answer whatsoever. And they would pass it on to the next person. I'll let you take this one.
Well, we really didn't need you to begin with, Tommy.
Thank
you.
You calling to say someone's stupid is stupid.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right, we're just going to let you go. All right.
I want to know about that controversy, and I want Jimmy's take on it.
Yeah,
that's
that's why I said hold on to Dennis.
Yeah.
What controversy?
Because I know you had have heard about this. I don't know. I heard from one of Dr. Steve's tweets.
Well,
that wine was from Dr. Steve.
And I didn't wine.com that motherfucker yet.
I drank some last night.
Let's wine.com that motherfucker.
Good bottle. Thank you, Dr. Steve.
How do you know? Did you wine.com it?
No, I drank it, and it tastes good.
What's the name of but
that's all I care about.
You're not a true wine connoisseur.
I've been drinking wine since I was fucking 10.
Your taste buds are all fucked up from the Guinness.
Is that it?
Yes.
And the shots. Fine glass of wine.
Shots.
Wonderful.
What was the name of the wine that Dr. Steve gave us?
Swill?
Yes.
Wake that motherfucker up. Wake that motherfucker up and say, what wine did you send Opie and Anthony for Christmas? I don't care if he needs a good night's sleep.
It wasn't one of his own creation. Because he had actually bought this.
I know. We're wine.comming his ass.
And did you get the chocolate and everything?
That was terrific.
Was it? Dr. Steve
chocolate?
Is a great guy.
Boo.
He's a cuckold.
What chocolate?
It was like...
He's a cuckold.
It's like these boxes of various... chocolates that stack up like a little pyramid with a bow tied around it, and you open the top one, and it's a little box.
I wouldn't know.
Not a pyramid?
What is
it? It's supposed to be a Christmas tree. It's a holiday fucking box stack thing.
It was a pyramid.
It's supposed to look like a tree.
You really are you are a ghoul, Anthony, to not recognize it's a holiday tree.
Jesus, what's wrong with you?
I don't know.
The boxes get smaller as they go up.
That could be a pyramid.
And the deliciousness gets better as the boxes get smaller.
Really? Because I started
just
with
like in real life.
Yes, the small boxes are always tastier.
He did send me something though. Dr. Steve is a
Dr.
great
Steve
guy.
is like.
Oh, stop kissing.
He's very generous.
He's lucky that we're friends.
He's nice and he's funny as hell. I like Dr. Steve.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not annoying in the least.
I find him to be a bag of shit with ears.
I second that.
What did you want to ask me about?
Hold on.
Whatever it is, I'll have the answer.
Oh,
follow the money.
Follow the money.
I'll tell you what company it doesn't lead to.
Yeah, follow the money out of my pocket into the Major League Baseballs.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Follow the money.
I think I lost money this year working for this company. For real.
It's tax
It started one way and ended another way by the end of the year.
What happened?
That's normal. Before we move on to that, Jimmy, the situation was on Leno. Sam's got a couple good clips, but besides that, our favorite writer, Linda Stassi, is
great.
All over this Jersey Shore, and she talked to the programmer at MTV.
Tony DeSanto, yeah.
Tony DeSanto. And the article in the paper is just terrific.
I read it.
Oh, is it?
What do you think? What's your take on the Linda Stassi going after Tony article?
Because I find her repulsive. I think she's an out of touch cornball. She's a stupid soccer mom mentality.
Yes.
Her idea of writing funny is make sure you don't have any Diet Coke that you can squirt through your nose, like for a comedy.
Good God.
The woman sucks. Yeah. And so she thinks that she'll shame Tony DeSanto personally by going after him for jerk, because she's an Italian American. And he blew her off the first time, as he should have, because she's shit.
Right.
And then he did talk to her, and he gave the right answers, and she's still just being a twat. That's what she is. It's like, Tony, I understand why he talked to her, but first of all, why are they not showing the Snooki punch? All right, yeah, it's not a nice moment, but they show guys punching each other all the time. It was in a bar. They're not glorifying a husband punching a wife. So stop. I disagree with yanking that. Exactly. They should have not have yanked that clip. Yeah. But I like Tony a lot, and I fucking hate her. I have no respect for her as a journalist, and I don't give a fuck about her opinion. She's an old lady. Fuck off.
I'm confused by the rest of the media where they're outraged by the punch as they show the punch on their show.
Exactly.
What's the difference? Isn't that a bad thing to show the punch no matter what? No matter what you say after you see the clip?
They're despicable. And by the way, where was her big article? Or Mushnick on the fact that the New York Post hired Ashley Dupree to write an advice column. So this prostitute.
Yeah, why doesn't Linda Stassi go after fucking
the New York
Dupree?
Post? I mean, why wouldn't you go after the parent company? Because what they did, you may say, is very immoral by hiring a girl who fucked the married governor for money.
There you go.
Where's your outrage? You want to talk about that? What's more damaging? Some fucking mook throwing a punch at a girl. Everybody knows he's drunk. Everybody knows it's in a bar. Or
no one's looking at the guy in that clip and going, yeah,
he's great.
Yeah.
Or legitimizing a young prostitute and saying, hey, look where this can lead you. If you fuck enough high-profile people, a legitimate newspaper will hire you and seek out your counsel.
Exactly.
So what's more damaging to women, you fucking phony soccer mom?
Right about that.
Right about that, you fucking phony soccer mom, you fucking easy target shooting at old lady. She stinks.
As your paper has more stuff on Tiger, you know.
Exactly. All you do, and again, I read the Post every day. I'm not going to lie to you. I like the Post, but I know what the Post is. But
good for you.
I mean, I understand what it is. I don't. I know what it is. They cover the shit I want covered, except for racial stuff.
Yeah.
She sucks.
And and Tony was very honest.
Of course he was.
He was extremely honest. And said, look, he's not trying to do anything with this show. He really isn't.
Yeah.
He found a good concept, and he's going with it.
Yeah.
Dr. Steve is on the line. Steve, we wake you up?
Dr. Steve.
No, actually.
All right, we're going to wine.com your ass. What was the name of that wine?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, here's the problem. I've worked with a guy from winesbuy.com every year when I get you guys your wine, and I told him, I said, these assholes only think that wine that costs $100 from you, which means it costs $400 in the restaurant.
Exactly.
Wait. I got to stop you.
Dr. Steve.
It really is just me. Anthony is very appreciative.
I'm taking a little offense to the you assholes because I appreciate your gifts, and I also appreciate a good glass of wine, which I had last night
with
out
the
of that
chocolate.
bottle. It was fantastic.
A little wine, a little chocolate?
Dude, exactly.
That's a good combo.
Exactly. It was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Steve, we are individuals, and I'm wine.comming your ass, not Anthony. Now, give me the name of that fucking wine you sent me as a Christmas gift.
Wait, didn't you send me a book too, Steve? Thank you.
I did. See, Jimmy, I know you don't drink, and you're trying to watch your weight, so I didn't send you any chocolate.
Thank you very much.
See, a thoughtful gift.
Yes, Dr. Steve is great.
Yes.
All right, what is
and
it,
I texted
Steve?
him a picture of my cock and asshole.
See, thoughtful gifts back.
Steve.
Yeah, and then you called me a bag of shit with ears this morning.
No. I didn't mean that. I meant that you also have hair and a thought process. You're a sweet man.
Oh, that sucks. I thought he meant it. All right, give me the name of the wine.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find.
Yeah, because I didn't look myself. I just threw it in my fucking wine area.
It's spelled W-Y-N-E. It's not good.
You don't even know what you sent me?
W-A-I-N-E. Sorry?
You don't even know what you sent me?
Well, that's what I was going to say is that, so I told him to get at least a $100 bottle of wine, but he found something else that cost much, much less, but it was much higher rated. And so I'm looking for what it was. That
Starts with an F, I believe.
I'm looking for what it was that he, shit. Oh, here it is. Okay, I got it.
Spell it.
It was Peter Francis, Napa Cab 2005.
Yeah, that was it.
Cab 2005. How do you spell that last name? Peter what?
I think it's Franus. It's got anus in it. So
Franus.
Oh, great.
That's not a subliminal message.
Boy, there you go. Thanks.
It's just Peter for anus. Calling you an asshole because you look on wine.com.
For everything I did for you, you're sending me an ass wine. That's great. Thank you.
All right, what do we got?
Knowing that I had that prostate issue earlier this year that turned out completely fine, but I don't want to be reminded of a doctor sticking fingers up my ass.
Oh, is that?
You found it already?
It really was a coinky dink, but it was.
It's different.
So there you go.
All right, pop up wine.com. Here we go. He can't even find it on wine.com, Dr.
See, it's that good.
Maybe he spelled it wrong. This guy that said it to him. Maybe it's Peter Francis. I don't know.
Oh, great.
He spelled it Franus.
Right.
Napa Cab.
No, we found it on Google, but they just don't feel like selling it on wine.com. You know, the biggest distributor of online wine.
I'm sure it's there.
Let me tell you something. It was rated 93 points out of 100. That's why you got it. So.
Wow, that's great.
No, it's not Peter Frampton wine. People, they're now starting to come up. Night Train.
Oh, it's Peter Frampton
Strawberry
wine?
Hill.
Strawberry
Boone's Farm. Was that the F? Boone's Farm?
No. This
there it is.
I appreciate the twist off, though. It made it so much easier to get to the wine.
Look at that wine.
All right, here we go.
Really good wine.
Here it is.
Drum roll, please.
We found it.
Drum roll, please.
Peter Franus.
That looks like it.
That's the bottle. It is $42.95 on wine.com. That's a good bottle of wine. What? Did you hang up on Dr. Steve? Holy shit! You are an asshole! Oh, no! Oh!
Didn't make the cut.
Dr. Steve is
Didn't
a
make the
saint. He's saintly.
At least he didn't send you that fucking swill he gives his friends every year.
You are Peter Anus.
Good news to the staff. They're going to have a fine bottle of wine tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
$50 and above. Everyone knows that by now.
I had it, and it was amazing.
$50
Do you
or
know
above.
do you know what that would cost in a liquor store? That would cost upwards of $100, probably
under $100
in the $80 to $90 range.
Yeah.
By the way, I do know how Dr. Steve makes his own wine.
Yeah.
It's throughout the year. What he'll do is he squats over a bucket and he wrings out his ass hair into a bucket.
Oh, bless you.
Bless you, sweetie.
Oh my God!
You must be allergic to good radio.
That's horrible. Brings out his ass hair.
That's why each wine is made. Each bottle is made with care and a lot of labor.
You man, hanging up on him was just uncalled for.
Perfect.
And I sit here every year hoping for Christmas gifts, and I wonder why I have one, maybe two brave souls give me something at this point.
That was, I had it last night.
It was good.
Very good. That was part of my irresponsibility that I was talking about last night.
Well, what, drinking a bottle of wine alone on a Wednesday? That's healthy. What's wrong with that?
I didn't drink the whole bottle. But, yeah, I was, I slept very late again, which I always do now, especially right before vacay because I'm gearing up for my time change like a party. And, so I'm drinking a little wine. I figure I'm going on, play some Call of Duty. So I go on there, and it's about 11 o'clock when I decide I'm going to start playing Call of Duty, which is never a good idea. So I pop on. There's of course, Keith was the last one that was signed into my console. So I go to sign in, and I have no connection, no wireless connection to my Xbox. I don't know what happened to it, but I didn't know I wasn't even hardwired in. Do you know I've been playing that game wireless instead of hardwired in?
So that's how you're going to try to spin this as your excuse for sucking a big dick?
You know something? No. I will still suck a big dick at the game, but there is a noticeable difference, Danny. A noticeable difference in when I was standing there shooting at somebody, know I'm hitting them, and they're shooting at the same time, I would always get killed. Now, no. Doesn't happen that way. And I got the fucking heartbeat sensor on the rifle now. Let me tell you, that thing is killer.
Derek's calling you a noob in the other room.
Fuck your ass, D-boy.
I heard that through walls.
It is...
I heard noob through walls.
It is great.
Yeah.
I was getting kills like I'd never gotten before, and living longer because you look in that the heartbeat sensor thing, and now you know where the motherfuckers are coming from.
I know.
It's fantastic. I am going to be on there playing tonight like a maniac.
Dude, but that's a lot of stress when you're playing a video game on Wi-Fi, man. Online gaming on Wi-Fi. That's ridiculous.
I know. I plugged in the Ethernet cable right into the wall. I'm like,
you want to be
Cat5?
hardwired in. You don't want anything happening when you're really into a game.
Well, it wasn't working at all, so I've just plugged it into the wall, and now speed crazy. I'm killing people left and right.
All right, let's mark this, and then we'll go on and do some multiplayer later today, fellas, and then we'll see.
All right, Rambo.
We'll see how much better he is.
I've seen your fucking scores. You're not exactly calling in fucking tactical nukes at the end of the fucking game, are you?
No, but I could finish top of the heap.
Well, let me tell you something. Last night, I was fucking getting multiple kills to the point where I was getting equipment,
We're getting out of the air check.
Not 3 kills, assholes.
Were you putting your UAV online?
No, that's 3 kills.
I don't even know what that means, but I know it's bad.
Motherfuckers. Big. I'm a new man on that game. New man! I'll fucking get a room together. Get a room together tonight, piss boys. Come on, piss boys. Get a room together tonight.
D-Boy Clan will be
I want
on.
it. D-Boy, I want in.
Everyone's calling you a noob on instant feedback.
Fuck you, noob. How am I a noob with a fucking weapon and equipment that, you know, you got to at least play for a little while with the fucking thing to even get the equipment. Stop it. I've been playing with the... What?
Sound like Keith now, because Keith will come in last every round.
Yes,
but he'll still get points. Like he'll play the ones where you get a decent amount, like team deathmatch, not team deathmatch, like headquarters. So he gets all these points, but he'll come in last every time. So he levels up, and then he tries to make fun of me. He said, "Well, I got better level than you." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you come in last every time." So just because you play doesn't mean that you're good. Just because you have a higher level,
I was not coming in last every time last night.
But you could just because you have a heartbeat sensor doesn't mean shit, buddy.
All right.
Oh, it means shit. I'll see you coming around corners. I'll see you. I saw a guy around a corner. I whipped around there. Bam! Nailed him.
Derek makes a good point. What if I have my cold-blooded perk on and then I don't show up on your stupid heartbeat
sensor? All right.
Sensor?
Well, let me tell you something. Not everyone does, and I'll still fucking find you. Game tonight.
Game on?
Game on.
D-boy douchebags.
Okay.
Game on.
Let me go to Cleveland. We got to go to break, and then we're going to get into the thing with Louis C.K. and Nick. That's what people are talking about. We're going to get to the bottom of that. Okay. But first, Cleveland, what's up?
About it?
Get you to the bottom of it in 8 seconds.
I want to hear the clip, though, but for some reason you can't find it anymore. We'll explain after the break, though, because that's a whole thing. Go ahead, Cleveland.
Morning, boys.
Morning.
Hey, I think the joke's on you with this bottle of wine. It's not Peter Franis, it's Peter Franis.
There were a lot of R's on the bottle. And then Billie Jean is calling.
Yo, this is Billie Jean.
Our first Billie Jean of the morning,
Billie Jean.
Hi, Billie Jean. How are you?
This is Billie Jean. I got a message for Dr. Steve.
Yeah.
Fair is fair. If you're going to give Opie a bottle of cheap wine, fair is fair. Everybody knows $50 and up. Fair is fair, Billie Jean.
Billie Jean.
Is that his?
Thank you.
His catchphrase.
I guess fair is fair is going to be his. Yes. And finally, we go to John in Denver, and then we take our first break. John in Denver, what's up?
Hello, Opie. Good morning.
Good morning, John.
Hey, did that wine, was it in a pouch with a straw glued to the back of it?
Have you ever drank that shit with the bucket?
No.
Worst wine ever is that box of wine shit, though. I know the
box of wine.
I know the mother-in-law loved it, Aunt, but
she loved the box of wine.
That stuff was rough.
It took up the whole entire shelf in the refrigerator.
Where the milk and the eggs and the healthy stuff should have been in the
That
refrigerator.
is supposed to be there, but I put the box of wine there. Anthony, could you get me a glass of wine from the box? Yes. The little spigot on the frail little box.
How big was the box of wine for real?
It was huge.
I remember too. It was at least a gallon.
It was a gallon of wine.
I think it might have been bigger.
In a
if that's
plastic
possible.
bag inside the box.
Right.
So you had the big box just sitting there, and you would hit the little thumb tap thing and pour it out. A glistening glass of white wine.
When I was living with your mother-in-law, I partook in some of the box of wine.
How did you like it?
Well, it made it easier to make out with her. So I
doubt that ever happened. My goodness, Opie.
After you get past the wine breath, she wasn't that bad.
Box of wine.
Let's take a break.
All right.
I have one thing to plug. Thank you. New Year's Eve, Fort Lauderdale, Florida Improv. And this Friday, I make up my 2 dates in Bayshore, Long Island. I think it's sold out, but you can check.
I have to go to Fort Lauderdale now on New Year's Eve.
Holy shit, why don't we do that?
Yeah,
why don't we do that?
3 nights. New Year's Eve, New Year's night, and then one night after, and I'm done.
Why don't we do that?
That would be so cool.
I'm happy to be going to Florida. It's nice and warm.
Yes!
Me and Ratso Rizzo is my opener.
Let's drive down there.
Yeah, we'll take a drive.
I got a JetBlue flight. Because the Continental was sold out.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
That's good. You watch TV.
Someone explain the 787 for me after the break, too.
The Dreamliner.
Silver ship goes up in the air.
I know Ant would know a little bit about that damn new plane.
And I'll talk about the fatal flaw on it, too.
Oh, really?
No. Just wanted to sound smart and not get sued.
Please don't say that. They're already a couple billion in the hole.
They're fine.
Because of delays and all that on the 787. Quick break. We'll continue. Hit it.
You can leave my friggin' premises. Goodbye. Yeah. Rocking.
Opie and Anthony, 2 days before we get the fuck out of here for a couple weeks.
Less than that.
Oh, yeah, now it's officially less than that. You're right, Anthony.
Cool.
Hey,
or as Mars once told me earlier in the week, he goes, only 3 more wake-ups. He said 3 more wake-ups. So now it's just 1 more wake-up to vacation.
God, and then we get to live like human beings and sleep in a little bit.
Explain why you can't pay your taxes.
My God, man.
It's not getting better, Jimmy.
No.
Hey.
No, I'm depressed. I'm damn depressed now. I think we need Sleeve's Christmas song just to make everybody...
No! Oh, my God, no.
Jimmy's depressed. And if he's depressed, I'm depressed.
Disgusting.
I'm disappointed. I'm disgusted. I think we need Sleeve's Christmas song to just thank you. Thank you,
Dude,
Travis.
this was in my head all day.
Thank you.
Sturge.
This will get you back, Jimmy.
La 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 la. We say one thing but do another. La 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 la. Smile in your face, but fuck you contractually. La 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 la. Treat you like a piece of la la. We think you're valuable, but you're just a pile of la 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 la. We really love la la. We don't love you. La 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 la. The whole sides of my mouth. Say one thing, but don't listen to anything I say.
But you're on Leno. They should respect you, Jimmy.
They don't give a fuck.
You're on Leno. You're a regular on Leno at this point. And Red Eye. All right, just listen to the words,
Children in the light.
We just listen to the words.
No.
Night.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Shut up.
Hate him.
What did he ever do to you?
Wrote this.
Come with a problem. I got it. I make sure I get paid, but fuck you, scumbag. La la. Pay your own legal. La la la. Incompetent agent. La la. He's fired. La 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 la.
You know, I wrote him yesterday. He didn't even acknowledge I wrote him.
I have not spoken to our agent.
I guess he's now mad at me.
I don't care if he's mad at me. He's done. I'm done.
He didn't
with
even
it.
acknowledge that I actually wrote him. Professionally, too, by the way. Not one of my pissy emails.
Yeah. No, I'm done.
He didn't even acknowledge that I sent him an email yesterday. That's good. All right, whatever. We just got to try to get to tomorrow. That's all we have to do is just get to tomorrow. And then we'll regroup.
Here's your bill to the tickets to the La La La.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yes. We really know how to take care of La 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 La. If you have a suit and tie, La 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 La. But if you're talent, boo, 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 boo. Worst people in, I've heard La 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 La. Jesus, thank God for NBC, La 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 La. Thank God for Fox News, La 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 La, and Stand Up too.
At least you got a place to go, man.
Of course. I'm not
at least you got a place to go.
In all honesty, dude, I know
I'll
have
have
no
a place
career
to go.
discomfort whatsoever.
Jimmy's gonna phone it in till La 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 La.
Disloyal to the show, La 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 La. You know, yeah, exactly.
At least you got
Wouldn't
a place.
even go on shows when we were kicked off the La 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 La. You fucking cunty message board, La 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 La. Drink a beer and talk to other 8 people with the same fucking posts on the front page for 6 La 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 La. You bag of shit, La 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 La. Big comment in your post, La 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 La.
See, you guys enjoy the song. Can we hear it again, please?
No!
What? I'm just trying to get everyone in the spirit of Christmas.
Dude, I really did think of this song a lot yesterday.
That's good.
I didn't want to.
And fucking Coke Logic's animation blew up yesterday.
Literally, I hope it did. I hope it literally blew up.
And I'm waiting for my thank you from Coke Logic, that motherfucker. Blowing up your video for you, and I get nothing. Nothing! La la.
He's making his way to the La 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 La.
Wouldn't it be funny if you just walked into a store and it said the La 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 and you felt stupid?
No, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, and it's a blowjob store where they just give out blowjobs for free and butt fingerings. Where do you want to go? Let's go to the La 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 La. They get fucking blowjobs and butt fingerings for nothing.
Butt fingerings. Right, I hate this. Enough.
All right, we can turn it down.
Hey, the whole Nick DiPaolo Louis C.K. thing, man.
Yes,
I can't find the fucking
It's been yanked.
Why is it yanked?
Louis had it yanked.
But
Louis had it yanked.
Yes.
Oh.
From what I understand.
Well, I don't even know what it's about. I heard Louis.
Do tell.
I heard Louis C.K. and Nick DiPaolo got into it over politics or something. On what show? What were the circumstances?
I don't know. What are people saying? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Was it on another radio show?
No, I don't think so.
Dr. Steve knew about it. He tweeted it.
What does he say?
He just
He said how unbelievable it was. So I'm like, thanks, Dr. Steve, but I haven't heard it. So how about a link that I could click on?
Well, maybe we could have asked him about it if someone hadn't rudely hung up on.
Can we call fucking ass hair wine and just see? Because you know Dr. Steve's wine, when he runs out of ass hair, he liquefies skin tags, and that what really gives it its flavor. Yuck.
I guess
we should send raw material down to Dr. Steve so he can make his next batch of wine.
Oh, yeah?
It's easy to find. Just go through your front yard.
I'm willing to give up some of my fluids. Are you?
Sure. Yeah. Little piss. Little shit.
Little shit.
I have no idea what the problem was.
Apparently they had an argument. La 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 la. Got out of hand. La la la.
Yeah.
But where?
Who was it? Who was?
How's there tape of this?
Okay. Here it is. I know Jimmy doesn't want to be gossip Gertie, which is fine. But who was anyone on stage at the time?
Not sure.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you know about this, obviously.
I've heard about
something
it.
about it.
Wow. Could you fill in some of the blanks?
Who's going up that mountain in that thing?
What? That's
Oh
rock
my
climbing.
God, that's crazy.
You've never rock climbed?
No.
That's insanity.
In South Africa, you got to rock climb. That's how you get away from the fucking people who are trying to cut your head off. Fucking whitey.
Safer.
All right, Dr. Steve is back on the line. La 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 la.
Drunk from his own ass hair. La la la.
Dr. Steve?
Hello, shitty wine giver. How are you?
I enjoyed your wine. It was
I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I seem to have been I must have hit the end button on my.
Nope, it's called Learn Your Lesson.
Operator, I think we've been disconnected.
Yeah. Oh, operator.
What's the Nick DiPaolo?
Yelling, those assholes hung up on me.
What's the Nick DiPaolo Louis C.K. thing?
All right. Well, when I first heard it, it was on YouTube, and it got yanked, and it seemed very real. they were arguing about politics, and Nick said that Obama was only in because of white guilt, and Louis C.K. made a Nazi reference, and Nick got mad and said, "Look, my dad fought the Nazis. Don't call me a Nazi." And Louis C.K. said, "Okay, I won't call you that, you fucking Nazi." And then all of a sudden, you hear this scuffle.
Yeah,
and it went on for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then you hear Nick go, "Ow, ow, I cut my hand, you fucking lunatic," or something like that. And then that was the end of it. Well, Louis then posted something on his blog that said that it was part of a show that they were doing and that it was fake and that it was tightly scripted, but they improvised it, but some extra on the set leaked it, and he was very upset because now the production was contaminated by everybody seeing this.
Oh. Yeah.
So that's...
I saw Nick last night. The whole thing was just a bit that they were doing for Louis' new show.
Wow.
Some fucking extra recorded that and fucking posted it. You fucking believe?
What a dude. Real.
What's that?
He posted it as if it was real.
That fucking cocksucker. I hope that fucking guy never works again for violating that on a set.
Wow, that's fucked up. All right, it makes sense now.
What a prick.
Yeah,
really despicable.
It was bad. And I actually did my second post because I had just posted something like, "What the heck was that about?" Does anybody
Language,
know?
Steve.
And I got somebody posted me a link to Louis' blog, and I did post that on my Twitter just so everybody would know it was fake.
I would love to get Louis on the phone or just see how he feels about this extra posting.
Of course.
Oh, he's probably livid.
Louis called us last week, I think it was. He listens every morning, so.
No, he doesn't.
I swear to he does.
He's fucking passed out in his diaper-like undershorts.
Oh, he really listens.
On his fucking stomach with his red freckles. Fuck Louis and his mother's cunt with a fucking rolled up newspaper.
All right, Steve.
Yeah, he's got freckles on his penis.
I still don't understand what Nick was upset about.
That's what I told Nick. I saw Nick last night, and I said what gave it away for me was when I
we got Louis right here.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, man. Louis is a big star. Dark Steve, you want to have the pleasure of being on the phone with Louis?
Absolutely.
But the point is, does Louis want the disgrace?
Oh, no, you are.
Good.
You are a douche.
Louis!
Hey.
Hi, Lou.
What the fuck? What's
up, guys? Who's there?
Hi.
We got Jimmy
Norden, and Anthony, and Opie, and Danny.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We heard about the whole brouhaha, Lou.
Yeah, everyone's calling us about this clip, and I guess we're trying to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, it was, we were shooting a scene for my show, with Nick playing pretty much himself and me playing myself.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was just that, we get, like I do, so first you see me on stage and then you see Nick on stage doing his, inflammatory, right-wing material. and the crowd doesn't like one of his jokes. So then we're upstairs at the at the olive tree, and he says, those people are hypocrites. And I start giving him shit for being I do it all the time. I'm like, hey, well, maybe you did better at the Hitler Youth Rally. Play there again. And, he's like, ha, liberal douche, and whatever. We're just giving each other shit. But then it ratchets up and it gets ugly. But it was scripted and planned. It was a written piece.
Right.
But it's funny because the idea was I wanted it to seem really nasty. I wanted it to get out of hand.
Right.
I wanted it to feel like we don't curse until, not really, till we start getting into the fight and we start saying fuck a lot, and I'm going to bleep those. But it's supposed to feel like we were shooting a scene and it got ugly. That was the way it was scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it. I'm making breakfast for my kids right now. Anyway, so we shot it a few times, and we did a pretty real fight, like a little, just really awkward guys in their 40s slapping and then grappling,
Yeah.
And so we did it a few times, and then some guy who's an extra on the show, somebody who we hired, some fucking asshole brought some device and recorded it. And he posted it on his Twitter saying that it was a real fight.
Jesus.
What a fucking piece of shit,
dude.
No, it's the most obnoxious thing anybody's... I mean, here's the thing. My feeling is that if an audience member comes and records shit and they YouTube it, it's really annoying, but I get it because they just don't have the same. They're just not in the same world. They don't get what a pain in the ass that is. But this is a fucking person who we hired, who we paid to help us on the shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this. It's just really, because now it's like contaminated the shows going on the, I don't want that material out there. I don't want it to be on the Howard Stern show. And also, I got Nick to go to extremes of his political views, and I did on my end too. Neither of us believe any of that shit. We were just getting mad.
Yeah, so in the context of just, hey, this is real, it makes you guys look like fucking, assholes. And
no, to both extremes, because I don't think Republicans are Nazis. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said. And, and he doesn't say shit like white guilt. That's a very cheesy version of Nick, but I pushed him to do it because it got us to this place. And also, Nick and I have known each other. We used to be roommates. We've known each other for 23 years.
Yeah.
We never have agreed politically, but we can talk like people.
Of course.
The thing that's great is, and this is where I knew, because I know you guys, that I thought it was, when I heard the word, like, you called Nick a Nazi, and he went, my dad fought the Nazis. Knowing Nick, that wouldn't have gotten him mad enough to be physical, because I know the guy. It's like
good, yeah, I'm a Nazi. What about
By the way, his dad was 7 in World War II.
Exactly, and he wouldn't have fought the Nazis anyway. He would have given them rides.
His dad was a real badass. Or he fought for the Germans who used 7-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly. So what happened now with this fucking extra?
What's that?
What happened with this extra now? What did you fucking?
Well, we're going after him. I mean, I've never wanted to I mean, I don't know. I guess I got to be careful because my lawyers are writing them letters and stuff.
Lawyers, that's good.
Good.
Exactly.
In this case, it's warranted. When you violate that on a set, when you record private material and post it, did he get anything personal out of it? Like, did he appear anywhere with it?
No, he put it on his Twitter. It's funny how fast stuff goes. He put it on his Twitter, and it went up, and then next thing you know, it's on YouTube because somebody, I think it's a fan of you guys, one of your peeps type of people, an O&A fan, found it, and so there was 2 pieces, and he put them together, and he put pictures over it. You know how people do that now?
Oh, right.
And so he did that, and he put it up. Now, the YouTube guy is where the Stern Show got it, and that's where it got most of its exposure off of YouTube. But I wrote that guy right away and said, take this shit down. It's not meant to be out there. And he took it down right away. The YouTube guy felt bad. He didn't know. Once it's out there, then everybody else has a right to go at it.
He didn't know.
So
he was just posting what he thought was newsworthy. And the violator is the extra. And I know you don't want to say who he is. That's fine. But was he an actor or is he a comedian?
He's an actor. He's not anybody I'd known. He's an extra. They like to be called background, but who gives a shit?
He's an actor. He's a guy who couldn't get fucking speaking parts.
He's an extra, and his Twitter page says that he's a filmmaker extraordinaire, and he has a headshot of himself, like with his arm up, like with his hand behind his head.
No.
Yeah. If you go on Twitter, his Twitter name is Robert E. Taylor, all one word.
All right.
Robert, the letter E, Taylor, all one word. If you search for people on Twitter, you'll see his stupid face.
There it is. Look at the picture.
By the way, on the set, I remember him. I remember looking over and going, ugh. What is that guy doing here?
Hey, can you get that picture better? Yeah, blow that picture up. I want to see that horrid, fucking awful hack actor picture.
We actually moved him. He was sitting right behind me in the scene, but we moved him because he was wearing this powder green shirt that was just stupid.
His smoldering look really annoys me.
Oh, yeah.
Look, he's got his bedroom eyes on.
Yeah,
that's laying back.
He's taken down all of the stuff that he posted, because he also posted a picture of me I was taking a nap between takes in a closed set, surrounded by my crew and cast. I took a nap, and he took a picture of it and posted it and said, "This is him after the fight."
But
what a fucking asshole!
Shit.
And he thought this was going to work out for him. What
I don't know what
a dummy,
I think
man.
people just don't care. And again, I'm going to say again that if it was just a person who's outside of show business who thinks, "Hey, cool, look, I got inside of this. You know, I was at this show and I saw something weird happen."
Yeah, of course.
I get it, but this is a person who
that you hired.
I mean, it's 2 things. It's just a generational thing that people don't, when they're working for somebody, they don't understand that that's a sacred thing. Somebody's paying you, so you should want to do your best for them. But, it's, you know, so part of it is just me. I'm 42 looking at this guy who's probably 20, whatever. Hope he's dead soon. Whatever, however many years. How many, you know, his age 9 months ago that his disgusting parents shoved their fucking penis and vagina together.
Jesus.
Awesome.
But you know what, Louis? Even though he is young, there's certain things that you just know. Again, if you said if he's an audience member, they just don't live in the world. But he's a guy who should know better. He's on a set.
Yeah,
you don't fucking do that on a set ever. I'm a fucking picture whore, and I love photos. I would never ask on an active set,
Well,
ever.
It certainly isn't.
Also,
It's
I
not
don't-
going to help him, obviously. So
What a
I
dummy.
don't care about sharing. I've always said, like, because sometimes people come into my shows and they put my show, like, they'll record it on their cell phone, they put it on YouTube. I never get mad at these people or tell them, like, I don't go, you're stealing from me.
Right.
I just tell them, hey, this is new stuff and you're actually hurting me creatively. I'm trying to put this stuff out carefully, and they always take it down. This isn't about, like, someone stole my property. It's about, let me finish the fucking show before people hear it, idiot.
Yeah, and you know, Louis is about sharing. It's like Lou's motto is share and share alike. I've heard him say it many times. It's on bumper stickers that he sells after shows. I'm not against sharing. Fuck your mother.
It's how your mother is about the virus.
My mother's not about the virus. She is the virus. Her name is actually AIDS Norton.
Oh, my God, that's amazing.
that is amazing. And Louis, now the big bummer is you probably can't use this material now.
I'll use it.
You'll figure out a way to make it work.
No, I mean it's just one scene inside of an episode, and I mean I will say the one positive feeling I get out of it is that we acted it well enough that folks bought it to a large degree.
Sure.
I got a lot of emails from people saying, I can't believe that you got in a fight with Nick DiPaolo. And the great thing is, because I wrote it, I win the fight. I cut his hand, and he starts going, get off me, like a baby.
That is hilarious.
That is awesome.
Fucking bitch DiPaolo, get off me.
Look, I played football in college.
Bitch DiPaolo.
Yeah.
And,
Nick
and
broke his hand.
I've never run more than 14 feet, and he's going, get off me, like I'm hurting him.
Nick broke his hand punching a heckler. That's why I really adore DiPaolo. He injured himself physically fighting for all comics.
I just love his ideology.
And, and by the way, the other point of this thing was that Nick and I, we've been opposite sides of the political spectrum our whole lives. We've always gotten along, and I feel like that's also a generational thing because people can't do that anymore.
Right.
With the Glenn Beck and all the Ariana Huffington, nobody can be friends
Or the Al
and
Frankens.
disagree anymore.
Oh, Anthony.
And Janine Garofalo.
All right.
Well, he said
She had a few
Huffington.
of those in.
He said Huffington.
I don't care.
She's very, very left.
Oh, yeah.
Louis threw one of each in.
That's what
I don't
think.
care.
You see
I
how
throw
did
all
that?
of the one side in.
See how I balanced it in? I put in both.
I don't.
That's right. Share and share alike, and let's all get along. Those are Lou's mottos.
What do you want? You want to fight now, Lou?
Yeah.
Tough guy?
Yes. I'm a freckled pile of shit. That's another one of his mottos.
Oh, there you go. We got to the bottom.
Yeah, I saw Nick last night. Nick was saying how great the piece was. He goes, dude, it's one of the best things I've ever done on film. He might have said it's the best thing he's ever done on film. He was really raving about you.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck
Made me
was up.
sick.
My Twitter exploded. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't fucking know. And then the link was gone. I'm like, then I
No,
was,
Nick was great, by the way.
Yeah.
He's so good in the bit. He's like, when we did the fight, and we're standing, he throws water in my face, and then we're standing there, and he does the thing about my father was, and he's so real. Like, I don't want to,
Yeah.
to me, he's like what De Niro used to be before he just became a weirdo.
Well, he's great.
Like, I haven't
a
seen
racist?
anybody get that angry on film in an interesting way in a long time.
right.
That's cool. Now I want to see it. Like, in the proper context.
You mean before De
Absolutely.
Niro started doing awful press conferences? For those of you that know me in New York, there might be a bull here that rages too. Boo.
Boo.
He cannot say anything interesting.
Dude, he can't tell
in
a
an
fucking
interview.
joke. He's terrible.
It's
No.
horrid.
All equity gone.
Yeah.
I gotta go take my kids to school, guys.
You're
So,
adorable.
All right, Louis.
See you, Lou.
Thanks, Lou.
Thanks,
all right,
brother.
see ya. Take
All
it
right,
easy.
there you go.
I look forward to my call for hopefully doing my Louis C.K. piece.
Oh!
Is it happening?
I hope so.
Hopefully somebody will
Is it
tape
in the
and
works?
fuck the whole
I
thing
want to
up.
play a billionaire.
Jesus
A
Christ.
mogul.
Yeah?
All right.
What'll your name be?
What?
What would your name be?
Billionaire Jimmy.
We're going to take a break.
Yeah, take a break. We talk about
Marmalade
breaks.
Fortune.
Break and other things after the break. Stay
Break
there.
everything. Careful.
Well, fuck him, too. Opie and Anthony.
God damn it, I want to get that.
Now you got to buy it.
I don't care. I'll buy it.
Gene Simmons is on TV. He blew off our show.
I don't know if he's doing. He's not even on the facility though. He's not here. He promoted.
Don't defend him.
I'm being
You can
honest.
still like the guy, but don't
I love
defend him. Fuck Gene Simmons.
I would.
What's he? He's hawking a big book, I guess.
A big coffee table kiss book, and he's signing. I'll even at Borders. I don't know when though. In the Time Warner building. I might go.
His hair looks ridiculous.
What's going on there?
It looks ridiculous.
I want that fucking book badly.
All right, go buy it.
No,
you want me to buy it
I'll
for you?
buy it. Yes.
All right.
Kiss Canendium or whatever.
Merry Christmas.
All right, I'll buy it for Jimmy. Someone get Jimmy the Kiss book.
I want Gene
Jimmy
to sign
needs
it.
to be happy.
I want Gene to sign it.
I'll sign it as Gene. No
I'm
problem.
trying to figure out what he's done with his hair.
It's a wig.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of money. Get a good wig. That's
an awful
horrendous.
wig.
And it looks
Yeah.
like it's spray painted on that left side.
It's not a natural flowing looking wig.
The best
It
line.
looks like cotton candy.
The best line was in
For
the
real.
roast when Lisa Lampanelli said, "I've seen better rugs in the back of a rape van." That to me was the
All right.
best line of the roast.
That's
was
fucking
fucking Lisa
funny.
slamming his wig.
When is she going to come on our show? I ran into her on the street. She wants to do our show, but she's scared how the other people are going to take it. Just come on our show.
Thank you, worst hat in history. Shitty knit hat. Get away from me.
Why are you wearing that hat?
Exactly. What are you doing?
Hair's out of control right now.
How they see
Who
your hair? How
cares?
out
It's a bunch
control
of
is it, Jimmy?
guys.
That's
Wow.
fine. Guy's got like straight black hair. What the fuck is
Exactly.
your problem?
I want you to throw your hat away right now.
Please.
Oh my god.
No.
No, he said now.
No,
The
now.
boss said now.
Wow, he's fucking leaving.
Now.
He just walked the fuck out of the studio.
You must really like that hat, huh?
Not,
What a way to fucking get on the radio show. There's a potential thing for him to do it. He just sneaks out of the office or studio, whatever we're in.
La 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 la. We got a Tiger Woods song. We got a conspiracy theory promo by intern Matt. Feeling pretty good.
I'm feeling pretty good. La la la.
And we got a visit from St. Nicholas, narrated by Big A and Stalker Patty, produced by Derek D-Boy.
D-Boy involved in something there?
Yeah. How about we do your Tiger Woods news? We'll make it quick today. On the front page again. On the front page again, Ant.
Hell.
Well, he's the athlete of the decade.
Athlete of the decade.
And someone had a hacky line online. They said, Tiger Woods, athlete of the decade. And he's pretty good at sports, too.
I get it. They mean fucking.
Yes, they do.
I don't like the booing, guys. It's just mean-spirited.
Elin has made up her mind, according to multiple reports, and will divorce Tiger Woods and seek up to $500 million.
What?
$500 million. Tiger's high school sweetheart, jump in anytime, says that Tiger was deeply hurt by his father cheating on his mother. She's now talking. The high school sweetheart has to get her fucking 15 minutes of fame.
Elon also said no more dating. She learned her lesson.
You think she's done?
Yeah.
No, yeah, with the marriage and all. You think this is it?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think a divorce is imminent.
I think what put her over was the fact that he never took the marriage seriously.
Never, yeah.
I mean, people are cheating out there, and they're able to work it out somehow.
You could at least go,
But
maybe we can bring it back like when we
Right.
first got married and the romance. will be
And
there
she's
now."
like, what, when you were banging 15 broads?
Yeah.
The day after we got married?
Even Paulie can't help this out. I'll talk to her. I'll tell her, look, when you come back, everything will be like when you just got married, the romance. But you got to go back.
Yeah.
You got to go back.
There's no going back. She'll look like a complete tool if she goes back.
Yeah.
What, Jimmy?
Wow.
I still get excited when I see Kiss. Why? I don't know.
You are really a weirdo.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't know why I do.
I love when it says weird.
It's just a strange fixation to have.
I don't know why.
You're a little baby.
So you're mad that they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame again?
Oh, yeah.
Disgusted. Not that, you know what, dude?
They just should be.
To say
It's ridiculous. Stop with this cool fucking attitude.
They put
have.
ABBA in. To say ABBA doesn't deserve it, though, you know what? It's like, that's my reaction as a Kiss fan, but ABBA's record sales worldwide were fucking
So it's based on record sales?
Massive. No, I'm only saying they're very big. But ABBA was more disco than rock and roll, aren't they?
Not disco, like...
They were poppy, pop.
Yeah, they're poppy, pop,
In fact, so ABBA was put in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over Kiss.
Well, how many units did ABBA sell?
A lot, I'm sure. I mean, more than Kiss.
And then they had a fucking... Supposedly, they hate each other, and there's deals on the table where... I forgot what the number was. We talked about it on the show, where they want to pay ABBA a ridiculous amount of money to get back together.
Yeah.
But they hate each other so much that they can't even do it just for the money.
No, huh?
But
give me the story of ABBA, because it's pretty amazing what happened to these guys. They hate each other, and they refuse to get back together for just a boatload of cash.
The fact that Kiss is not in the Hall is fucking disgusting.
It's ridiculous.
It is what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is, and I'm glad I attacked them in my book, because they're fucking shit. They really are shit.
Yeah.
To not put Kiss in is fucking despicable.
Kiss had a really good run. Continues to have a good run.
Continued success. You know what? Continued success. They really did fucking... I mean, they were the biggest rock band in the world. They were like larger than life. I mean, you know...
Steve from Bayshore says, Kiss shouldn't even be allowed to visit the Hall of Fame.
That's not true.
He's not a big fan, I guess.
I understand that. He likes Elvis, and, you know, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
exactly. Shooby-doo Christmas. Shooby-dooby douche, Steve. But, you know, look.
Elvis was a one-hit wonder. Let's be honest with each other.
I don't like a Jew.
One-hit wonder. Yeah, so you got the story of ABBA? Danny's working on that. Okay. No Kiss. You get the ABBA, and you get Genesis.
I'll give you ABBA.
I used to love the Genesis, but you want to talk about a band that just fucking disappointed all their fans. Genesis would be that band. That would be a good bit. A band that completely disappointed all their fans. When I got into Genesis and what they became by the end, it unrecognizable.
Are you talking Genesis now, Phil Collins Genesis?
I even like the Peter Gabriel stuff.
Peter Gabriel Genesis?
That's really trippy and artsy, though. Most people aren't going to really, jump on the Peter Gabriel Genesis bandwagon.
You're saying the Phil Collins Genesis in any of its incarnations was ever good to the point where when toward the end they sucked?
I liked it. You ever hear Duke?
This is Duke.
I've eaten a Duke.
A Dookie. You ever hear Duke for real?
No.
That was fucking some solid Genesis.
Was that solid Genesis?
I
remember the time.
Look, we're not really rocking out. I get it. I'm not trying to, but I liked Genesis when they did the Duke stuff. Abacab wasn't bad in it.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but that was the turning point. And then after that, it was like...
So which songs do you consider suck-ass Genesis
I'd have
songs?
to look at a list now, because it's been a while, but like Illegal Alien, horrendous.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Fucking help me out with some fucking Genesis somebody. That album where it had the yellow and fucking brown looking boxes. I forgot the name of the album even. Look down, bro. Someone will help us out.
I could see Opie with a skinny pink tie and a straw up his nose, listening to the... Yeah. I'm a Brit, and we thought Genesis sucked.
From the beginning? Even the older stuff?
The Genesis song, I Can't Dance, horrible.
There you go, I Can't Dance, thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's just not the same band anymore.
All right.
The album with the yellow blocks, it's Genesis.
Yeah, it just said Genesis. What were some of the songs in that? I don't even remember anymore. I don't even think I bought that album. I think I was out at that point.
Invisible Touch?
Invisible Touch, yes.
Well, Illegal Alien was on that album.
Yeah, I know that. That's why.
Studio?
No, that was Phil Collins when he was doing his solo thing. I know that much.
Land of Confusion?
Yeah, Land of Confusion. They were all very just over-the-top poppy. And then they just faded away. Poor Genesis.
War Without Frontiers?
Whatever. No one's going to give a shit about a Genesis discussion. I understand. But Genesis will be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Stooges. I don't know anything about the Stooges.
I don't either.
I just fucking hear their name all the time, but I couldn't name you one Stooges song, and that's probably a shame on my part.
That's the too cool for the room kind of induction thing, I think, right there.
The Stooges?
Yeah.
They come up all the time in discussion.
But who gives a shit? Except, I bet Bennington likes them.
Yeah, and then they go with Second Home by the Sea. See, they got lazy even. Let's just call the song Second Home by the Sea. Yeah, Taking It All Too Hard, very poppy, just a job to do. Yeah, I remember this album. It's going to get better. Mama was cool.
No, I'm not saying all the bands that are inducted are too cool for the room. They always obviously ABBA not too cool for the room, but again, a very popular.
They follow a pattern.
Band. Yeah,
they go with one massively popular band. In this case, it would be Genesis because they did have their time. You got to admit that. Then they go. Well, ABBA was very popular, but then they go with some kind of like poppy. They go in another genre, and then they do like Ant's saying, the Too Cool for the Room band, which would be the Stooges this time around. It's a formula every single year.
And then they do the very old band,
right?
The Hollies.
The Hollies are in.
Yeah.
Why weren't the Hollies in before this?
Were they in as Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young? Was Graham Nash in there twice? Like, how do they do that? And then is Neil Young in? And is Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young in?
Yeah,
is Crosby, Stills, and Nash in?
You can get in multiple times,
Crosby in?
Yeah, you could do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like Paul McCartney went in as the Beatles and then
Wings.
as Paul McCartney. And did he go in as Wings as well? I don't know.
Wings got to be in there, right?
Is Wings in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
If Wings isn't in there, it's a travesty.
They had a fucking run. One of the greatest hits album of all time is the Wings' Greatest Hits.
What's on it? I mean, I don't
Everything.
like.
Probably wouldn't like it, but
I got some good songs. I mean, they really do.
It's a pretty solid Greatest Hits.
Somebody's ringing the bell. Are they?
Induction year 1989.
That's good.
For Paul McCartney himself.
Sorry.
And you got the Stooges fans coming forward. I knew this would happen, and that's fine. Let's learn a little bit today.
Here we go. Here we go,
Let's learn a little
man.
bit.
Go ahead, man. Tell me about the Stooges, because this is what they're all going to say. Go ahead.
Let's say hi to Peter in Massachusetts.
I was just going to say, why don't you play that song, Search and Destroy? You might like it.
Yeah, the Stooges influenced a lot of bands, man. All right, we get it.
They did.
Influence.
Hold on.
So what?
Instead of being so goddamn closed-minded, let's take a listen to this.
Exactly right, Opie.
Let's take a listen to this Stooge.
All right.
This show is very
song.
closed-minded
All right.
sometimes.
Let's
All the
listen.
time.
All the time.
Constantly.
I'll open my mind.
Now have an open mind. Open mind. Here's the Stooges going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I want to be sedated.
That's
Nothing
Stooges?
to do. No, I'm just singing over it. That was the Ramones.
And we keep walking cheetah with a hat full of napalm. I'm a runaway son of the nuclear aid bomb. I am a world so goddamn boy, the one who searches and destroys. Honey, gotta help me, please. Somebody gotta save my soul. Baby, let me go, baby. Oh, look at her.
It's early punkish shit. Okay, I'm not saying it's horrible, but
I'm embarrassed to say I've never heard this song before in my life. I kind of like it.
It's not bad.
this guy would be like, yeah, the influence like the Clash and shit. And, all right.
Well,
whatever.
Lust for Life isn't a Stooges song. Wasn't that Iggy Pop on his own?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's Iggy on his own.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, I love Lust for Life.
Cruise Line picked it up. Made $10 off of that, I bet.
That was kind of a bummer to hear it on a fucking commercial.
Man, what a sellout, man! You're all selling out, man! Oh, someone said this sounds like the band that was playing on that episode of Quincy. We're
whole
looking
Sick
for
Society.
Abigail.
Hey, what I was going to say is that...
Yes? Oh, you want to talk into the mic?
Yeah, Eric Clapton.
I like saying that to professionals.
Eric Clapton is in the Hall of Fame 3 times.
With, let me guess, Eric Clapton alone, with Cream, and with that other band he was in.
I would go with. I'm just guessing.
I'm not looking anywhere.
No, I don't know.
Don't look.
I'm just going to guess and say Derek and the Dominoes.
Yeah, I was going to say
Wait,
that.
what other band was he in, though?
That's it.
No, there's a few others, I
There's
think.
some other ones. I would say, yeah, Derek and the Dominoes, Cream, and just solo Clapton.
You like Clapton?
Yeah, I like some Clapton.
I like the Clapton.
It could get a little fucking repetitive. I don't like bluesy shit.
God, why?
It kills me.
Why?
Because it's repetitive garbage.
Because it's the black man's music?
I was taking a cab ride recently to a little place in Huntington. on Main Street in Huntington. It's called F.H. Riley.
It's not on Main Street.
Excuse me, New York Avenue.
Thank you.
It's off of Main Street.
It's not off Main Street. It's on New York Avenue in Huntington.
Yeah, Main Street is where the bums hang out.
That's where I got food poisoning.
You get food poisoning on Main Street.
Okay.
Not
I
on New York
forgot.
Avenue.
Yes, New York Avenue.
That's the snooty part of town.
I was taking a cab ride there.
I was amazed when you told me that story, by the way.
Anthony, that I took a cab?
And why aren't we talking about this on the air? Anthony, to show support for my brother's restaurant, something I did not do, by the way, on Saturday.
You were catching some flack.
And I should, and I apologize, but I had some shit going on. But Anthony...
Yardbirds.
Was it the Yardbirds?
He was in the Yardbirds.
The Yardbirds?
I don't know if it was the Yardbirds.
Was that the third thing, though?
I'm not sure.
It has to be Yardbirds over Turkey and Domino's.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a cab all the way to F.H. Riley's.
Yes, and home, of course, because that's the treacherous
Which, by the way,
driving home.
you're fucking insane because I've been in a few cabs on Long Island. It's bad enough to take a cab in the city, and I know a lot of the cabbies listen to us, but they're lunatics. The ones on Long Island, they're all fucking meth heads. They're completely insane.
Thank you, they're crazy.
And they're all white guys, which scares me. When you see a white cab driver in the New York area, that scares the shit out of me. I'd rather have a guy that doesn't speak English in the front of that cab. I'm telling you the guy's honest truth now.
This is where the story was going.
They got crazy eyes, kooky eyes.
Thank you.
They try to sell you shit.
Exactly what my point is.
For real?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I took a cab to F.H. Riley's with the lovely and talented Danny Ross. And
he's neither of those things.
Yes, he is. we were driving, and this gentleman, again, white cab driver, seemed from the area.
Crazy eyes,
greasy
hair.
hat, and everything like that. He goes, "Hey, you mind if I put a little Joe Walsh?" And James Gang, was it James Gang, right?
Funk 49?
Yeah, little Joe Walsh in, James Gang. And what are you going to say, no to the guy? It's like, who gives a shit? Guy, put on something.
Not a bad choice, though, if you're a little fucking drunk.
Now, this is the stuff that I can't stand because it's these self-serving
guitar solos
that lasted like the whole drive. I had to listen to fucking one guitar solo.
Did you hear one song?
One song.
Because it's probably a half-hour ride, I'm thinking, right?
Yeah,
More or
exactly,
less?
exactly.
You're trying to tell me you heard one Joe Walsh song?
I heard one Joe Walsh song. I might have heard, like, the end of one, and then into a guitar solo that was... I was sitting there rolling my eyes just going... enough of this fucking guitar solo.
Was it Life of Illusion? Living a Life of Illusion?
I don't even know which one it was.
49?
Now, look, I actually, I'm an Eagles fan. I like Joe Walsh's stuff.
But
you yell at me.
Jimmy just
yell at Jimmy. We just yell at each other.
But this is blues influence. It's not like hardcore blues.
No, I don't even like that.
You don't even like the blues influence?
That anything that goes in the background. It could be like a whole band doing it with the guitar doing a lead. It's too repetitive.
I think it
goes on and on.
I think you're from Norway.
Which one is this?
Funk 49.
Oh, come on now. No, we know this. No, this is like a hit. This is a hit off of this.
Yeah, you had
like
some obscure
song.
Joe Walsh
I'm talking some fucking song that...
I want to know what song it was now.
It's just the guitar lead that went on and on.
You just got to find a Joe Walsh song that
you've never heard of.
Well, that's 20 minutes long, 20 to 30 minutes long.
Find one of the long ones. Oh, look at that one. What's Stop at the end down there?
It could have been Stop.
Look, it's fucking... It's 12 minutes long, and there's a 9-minute song.
Oh, you want the longest one I have?
I don't need
What's the name of the longest Joe Walsh song you got?
The one that we have in here is Turn to Stone.
They cut the shit out of that to make it fit on radio.
Did they?
How long is Turn to Stone in there?
8:47.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's...
All right, give him a piece. Let's see if this was it.
I don't know what album this guy had, but it was there was a live track on there, and that might have been the one, because it was just... Dude, it went on forever.
Have you ever been in a cab where the guy makes a stop to get his drugs before he drops you off?
Nope.
Just because he's going that way?
If you're keeping up with
joy
the story,
for everybody.
I usually don't take cabs, which is... but I was being a little safe that evening.
Smart.
I use the force sometimes.
It wasn't this song.
No, this wasn't.
Everyone's saying play Stop. It has to be that song. You got Stop?
Stop is off that album.
It's a Joe Walsh album?
It's
no, it's a song.
Right.
James
Gang. Go James Gang,
hang
stop.
Go James Gang, stop. Go James Gang, stop.
So the Blues just killed you on the cab
yeah,
ride?
I can't fucking take it. Okay,
You never got into Muddy Waters? Any of those guys?
No.
You don't like Muddy Waters?
No, I need something that changes. I need something melodic, harmonic, something nice, something catchy. Something.
Is it? Should I go to you?
Yeah, this is more of what we're talking about.
Okay. Thank you. This is what I listen to. For a half an hour, this is what that crazy fucking nut taxi driver was playing.
There is a self-indulgence that happens with some of these bands. I gotta be honest with you.
It's nice, though.
No. All right, let's sit here for a half an hour and you tell me it's still nice.
I wish we had a meter to see how many listeners we have right now and just flush them all out with this one song.
Gone. And the cab driver on the way home was another one. He was nutty, too. That guy wouldn't stop yapping.
About what?
I don't remember. I was drunk at the time.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I remember the ride there a lot. I don't remember the drive home too well.
We took a cab home?
Drums are good.
Now, back to the guitar.
I don't mind this, actually. I wish I was with you. That's kind of that Allman Brothers feel.
A little Allman Brothers.
You like the Allman Brothers, though. There's some blues influence in there.
Some Allman Brothers.
And there's some self-indulgence in there.
Oh, hell yeah. Right, we get it. Jesus. Lost Woman Live, 1971, Part 1, and it's 9 minutes long.
I hate the part one. I hate the part one in rock and roll music. I hate the part one. Leaves you with so many unanswered questions.
Oh, I know. You
never go to part two.
Part two, maybe you get an answer to why the guitar was playing for so long, annoying me.
Lazy fucks. Name your song Part One.
Terrible.
Or that Genesis again, Home by the Sea and Second Home by the Sea.
You know that Joe Walsh song had to snap through like 3 separate tracks on the 8-track when it came out.
All right. and you're on to something. Look at Ziggy in Jersey. Ziggy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, good morning, boys. How you doing? Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Oh, Fred.
Okay, I went to Trans-Siberian Orchestra last Saturday, and Joe Walsh came out on the end of the concert. He played 3 songs, which lasted longer than the whole goddamn thing.
See? That motherfucker doesn't know when to wrap up a song. Turn to the band, nod, and go down, 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 down. End the fucking song.
Who came up with that classic ending?
I know.
All you have to do is look at your band and they go, okay.
And then sometimes you get the down, down, down.
It's the end of the song?
Yes, you're like, stop it!
It's the fake ending.
Fake ending.
And it's talking about the fake ending where you're like, okay, they wrap it up, but then it just, then all of a sudden the guitar starts in again.
We did that as a goof so many times with good old Rat Gut, and we used to call it Pandemonium. Because it just turns into pandemonium, and the song would end, and we would annoyingly keep going for probably 12 minutes. And just annoy the living shit out of people.
God, the Coke must have been good, huh?
Oh, it was great.
Of course.
By the way.
You know,
yes. A by the way. Aha! I knew there's a by the way.
Hold on. Yeah, here's the ABBA answer, possibly. Keith in Jersey. Keith?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
Hi, Keith.
Keith.
It's Keith, the Mac consultant in Jersey.
Oh, hey, man. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, back, I guess it was 6 or 7 years ago, ABBA was offered $1 billion, $250 million apiece.
Blow your nose.
That's what they turned down.
Can you email me, Keith, because I need your number again? I have Mac questions.
Yeah, sure, Jim.
I love this guy. He's a Mac expert.
Is he?
We Photoshop each other's cocks and make them look bigger.
Do you have a cold?
Yeah, Keith, what's wrong with
Are you sure it's $250 million apiece?
Nasal.
Yes, it was. It was $1 billion.
But how do they get...
It's crazy.
How does the investor get his money back on that?
Make $1 billion and 10. Imagine all that and you make $10. 10 smackaroonies.
That's a lot of stress to make $10.
Yeah, well, you know.
No, come on. We got to get to the... I really want to know more about this.
Snopes.
Jim, you want me to use the Yellow Streets email?
No, the real Jim Norton at Gmail.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'll send it to you later.
Goodbye, my love.
That's not going to cause...
when will the real and then the name not be the real guy?
Right.
Like, when will that have to be the real? And
we're getting some people asking you personally music questions. Let's go to Matt in Virginia.
Goodness.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what do you think about Thorogood, man? Like, that's blues music right
He
there.
was way too liberal for me, but I mean, he was the first in the Supreme Court.
Not the Supreme Court justice.
One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. How could you not?
That's blues influence there.
There are pop blues songs.
Horrible song.
How about a little Bad to the Bone?
I don't mind listening to because I guess they were played a lot on the radio and kind of grew on me and shit like that. But I couldn't go to a Thorogood concert and sit there and be like, wow, this is great. I'd hear the songs I knew and then I'd leave. I'm not going to sit again to some self-indulgent fucking blues guitar shit.
How about a little Who Do You Love? Give me a little Who Do You Love.
No, it goes on to Who Do You Love? Who do you
Got a
love?
rattlesnake bow tie. I mean,
Yes, I don't know who.
I'm starting a George Thorogood cover band. I will be the lead singer. Who wants that?
Hand jive. Doing that crazy hand jive.
Oh, yeah, there's the blues influence.
Now I want a Sam Adams.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Is this the Sam Adams song? Fuck, see? They know good music.
I invented a special glass. I don't know what it does.
You know, every year we call Sam Adams and go, are you ready to come back on board?
Never.
And I always get the same answer. I love you guys, but...
He's busy etching rings into the bottom of glasses so the bubbles come out. I don't know what that glass is. It looks fascinating.
He's insane.
I need one.
He was more insane than us. Come on. You like this hit?
Thorogood is awful.
Do you love...
Hate him. This. No, don't like him. No,
all right.
It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
All right, let's try another one.
It's all right.
Ken in Montreal.
Yo, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, The White Stripes, anything?
White Stripe. I like White Stripes.
White Stripes are great.
But that's a different animal.
Fucking White Stripes,
the
you
White
gotta
Stripes
love.
are all dirty blues. Listen to Rag and Bone, any of the stuff from their early stuff or their later stuff.
Just stop. Would you fucking stop? It's different.
Why are you getting mad?
Of course it's different. Well, you can look at any song.
What the fuck?
You can look at any song and say there's a blues influence in there somewhere, but it doesn't make it a blues band. White Stripes is not a blues band.
Yes, they fucking
Stevie
are.
Ray
It's Rag and
Vaughan.
Bone.
Stevie Ray Vaughan blues.
When you say White Stripes, more of like a garage band?
Yeah, something like that.
Production value with all old.
There's definitely some blues in there. Absolutely.
You're full of turkey.
You certainly are, sir. I'm only yelling at the listeners because I love them and they don't listen.
Yeah, why are you yelling at everybody?
Well, I'm not.
You really are a yelling kid.
Oh, and Ken, you also say Stevie Ray Vaughan, right? What about Stevie Ray Vaughan? It died way before his time.
No,
in that
Stevie
helicopter
Ray,
crash.
I fucking can't stand that shit. Because you want to hear about, you want to hear a guy that where every fucking song is the same. It's Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Can I tell you something about Stevie Ray Vaughan? When I was a music jock and I thought I was cool, I would intro Stevie Ray Vaughan records by calling him Stevie Ray Badass.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you after vacation.
You really wouldn't.
I am leaving and not coming back.
No, you
tomorrow.
wouldn't.
I thought I was the coolest fucking jock out there. I would intro Stevie Ray Vaughan as Stevie Ray Badass.
Wow,
on
what
the home of rock and roll.
Stevie Ray Badass.
Yeah, give me a little couldn't stand the weather.
Would I love to hear a tape of that?
I really wouldn't. I couldn't
got some
listen to
tapes.
Oh,
it.
here it is. Here it is. Sell this.
Well, I don't know how to
Come
do
on,
this
yes, you do.
anymore.
You can do it.
I really don't know how to.
Give it a Stevie Ray Badass. Let me hear it.
I'm trying to remember some of my catchphrases. You can't just say Stevie Ray Badass.
Mother Hucker.
Yeah.
Continuing our 40-minute music marathon, here's Stevie Ray Badass on the home of rock and roll.
Dude! All right, look. I got goosebumps. And they're not the good ones you get from a good movie ending.
Know what the other one was? Give me a little Black Water by a little band called the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, they got in trouble once for, well, actually, somebody got in trouble for bootlegging one of their tapes.
Yep, my friend Fred Berry.
Yes. On a little tape.
Stephen S. From Bayshore calling me Greg Opie Dumbass. he remembers that I used to go by Greg Opie Hughes on the radio.
Right.
Because I thought that was cool, too. I thought everything was cool.
PD told you one or the other, my friend.
That's right.
Pick one or the other. You're either Greg Hughes or you're Opie.
Which did you pick?
We're
Full day.
in the middle of a 4-play weekend where the fourth cut is always live.
Fourth cunt is always one.
Oh, wait, I forgot how this goes. Oh, they ain't related, but they do be brothers on the home of rock and roll. That was a big one, too. I forgot it at the last second, though. I wanted to hit the phone.
No fucking
They ain't
way.
related, but they do be brothers.
And you have high hopes if this thing falls apart?
I ain't going back to music, man. I got other things to do.
Are you kidding me?
That's terrible.
They do be brothers.
They do be brothers, yes.
Oh.
Trying to remember another one for you.
Wow.
Trying to remember
That's
another one.
horrible.
The fuck was the other one?
I wouldn't even think that.
They ain't related, but they do be brothers. That's pretty clever.
There's not a level it doesn't stink on.
Someone's suggesting you go home with Mope.
Let's say hi to Bonnie in D.C. Bonnie.
Hey guys, I want to see if you'll play the Allman Brothers, Ramblin' Man. It is the absolute most horrific sound in the history of rock. The end of that with the music,
Wait,
it's unlistenable.
Is it the studio version?
Either one of them, but I'm sure live.
All right, let's
would
try
be
this.
more.
Give me the last minute of Rambling Man, Travis, if you could.
Travis working today.
I like this.
Oh.
If it would ever end.
If it would ever end, you're right.
There are times when you listen to this stuff, you're like, okay, just end it right there.
Yeah.
No, right here. Yeah, this just fades out like this.
Like when you're driving in your car and this is playing, you're just like, how long do I have to wait till
I don't know
like
about
maybe
that.
the next good
I
song
fucking
comes
love
on?
this. I fucking love Rambling
1
Man.
minute of this.
It's a little long, but it's still good, though. It's
But
good
it's the
enough to
same riff
tolerate.
over and over again. There's nothing else happening with this song. It just fades out from here.
Me off just hearing
Shut up!
Well, the live cut I have in here is 3 minutes longer than the studio.
And it's all the end. I've never been in to listen to this.
Good news, and we got George Thorogood trivia coming in from Stryker. Stryker?
Stryker!
What's up, Stryker?
Hey, about 12 years ago, Thorogood was invited to play at a concert out here in Colorado. He wanted, I kid you not, and talk about thinking way too much of yourself. It was a radio station that was putting on this charity event. Thorogood wanted $500,000 to perform, first-class plane tickets, or a private jet for him, his band, and their equipment, as well as
Jimmy's standard
penthouse
deal.
apartment,
He plays.
penthouse suite, and they were like, "Give us some reason why." And he goes, "Because that's what I demand." And they got Skinner to come out and perform for $200,000 with no demands whatsoever.
Wow.
Well, with a charity event, why was anybody asking for money if it's a charity event?
Yeah.
Well, it's Jimmy. You've done their show. It's Lewis and Floorwax on the Fox out here.
Oh, in Denver. I love those guys. I like those guys a lot, actually.
Yeah, they have their own blues band, and every August
I like
they
Bill and
do-
Wood Soap better.
Every August.
What were you saying? There was a blip in the system, but it's past, thank God.
We're back. Yeah, the satellite went out.
Apparently the satellite
It was
hit
a
a piece of
sunspot.
shit in midair, and it's fine.
Yeah, we just hit a sunspot, but we're back
So,
broadcasting.
What's the charity they do?
Jesus.
They just have a couple of charities that they do stuff for, and they have their own band that performs, and they were doing this, and they were, they'll usually get like some big name band to come out and be the headliner.
Wow.
And they had that's Thorogood. They were, they'll put out, plugs or feelers to all these different bands to come out and do this. And even though it was a charity deal, Thorogood just put a fortune.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
People are calling Bravo Sierra, by the way.
Why?
I don't know, they just are.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty big.
I don't know what they're...
Thank
Maybe
you,
that's what
Stryker.
he gets. He might want to have
All
a million. Who knows?
We got a very, very pissed off Stevie Ray badass fan.
shit.
Stevie Ray badass fan.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, how's it going? Anthony, you gotta be fucking insane.
Yep.
Yeah. And?
To a movie theater at home, I just want to suggest this.
Yeah.
Get Stevie Ray Vaughan live at El Macambo in Toronto.
Yep.
One of the best live performances you'll ever
Jimmy.
see in your life.
Excuse me.
Right. You're right.
Excuse me.
Jimmy doesn't know.
I've seen that.
No, you haven't.
Did you say Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
No, we don't know that guy. It's Stevie
All right,
Ray
I can't
No,
say
you
it.
guys are Journey fans. That's right.
That's right. You're right.
It's a Journey
Damn.
fan.
Oh, damn, yo.
What's your favorite Journey fan?
Sorry,
song?
I don't want to sit through the same fucking sounding blues shit, self-indulgent crap.
Wow.
That's what it is, dude. Stop. Listen to it. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Every song.
What's your band? What's your music?
Ooh.
What's my music?
Oh, shit, a battle of the whose band is better?
Wow. Wow, this is going to be a tough one.
Let's turn this around. I mean,
Sorry,
Name your favorite 70s band, Anthony.
70s band?
Let's go with the 70s.
I got to go back to the 70s?
Late 70s was a good time for music.
What did I like in the 70s? No, because see, oddly enough, I was probably into, stupid Southern rock back then. But that doesn't really my taste. My taste in music is, I like some Allman Brothers. I don't like his self-indulgent crap, and Stevie Ray Vaughan had only that.
Ooh,
it was that crap. I like fucking, Metallica, Alice in Chains, shit like that.
Okay.
In the 70s?
No, not from the 70s. What?
All the same crap.
No, it isn't. Stop it.
Yep.
Just
Well,
stop
not the
it.
same, but it's the same genre.
Right, of course.
No, it isn't.
All right, I don't know. You're not going to turn Anthony on that, but thanks, Chris. Let's
Stevie
say hi
Ray
to-
Vaughan is just, you're going to get his stupid fucking obligatory long guitar lead.
Because he's a guitar god,
Well,
man.
whatever.
He's Stevie Ray Badass for a reason.
You don't like when they're called guitar gods?
No,
What was
I
Clapton's
don't.
nickname? Was his nickname?
Clapton is God. That was it.
Let's say hi to Sean and
Oh, boy,
Aubrey.
did I almost fire out a mean line.
Sean?
Yeah, you could
Hey, guys.
only wonder.
A couple quick things. One, when I used to live outside Tampa, there was a local jock.
Window guards, McGillicuddy. Go ahead, sir.
There used to be
Sean, go ahead.
Yeah. There used to be a local jock that would always say John Cougar Badass.
John Cougar Badass?
No, he was never bad.
My dad, my dad used to love the full version of "You've Really Got Me Now," and I stopped taking car trips with him. Because
What else did your dad like? Glory holes?
Fuck that one.
All right. Glory holes and Harvey Milk?
It's just meanness
Just kidding.
on this show. No, I'm not.
What's the sound
I
again?
love it. It's so mean. Yeah, that's the sound, the universal sound of, I wish I had that one sound.
Jesus.
It's terrible.
Hey, Carrot Peeler's
I know.
going after AC/DC. Now, come on.
Really?
He says it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Enough with the fucking bagpipes. Too many bagpipes in that song.
Bagpipes?
You
Yeah.
like the AC/DC, right?
Yeah, I like AC/DC. There's some, some I like, some I don't like.
Thunderstruck?
but- Yeah, Thunderstruck's good.
I like that too.
Powerful shit. That's
Fucking
good
one of the
stuff.
greatest live songs ever.
Anytime
Thunderstruck.
a band, and it's usually like a cover band, does things like Stevie Ray Vaughan and stuff. Anytime I got a band where the guitarist is going off and like someone's in the audience, one guy standing right by the stage with a mullet and his head's back and his eyes are shut and he's sweating too much with the beer in his hand, like that means it's shit. And they could be doing it to a T. They could be playing it perfectly.
Can we all agree we hate Yngwie Malmsteen? And then we can end this discussion.
Yngwie.
Are you a fan of those guitar guys that don't really
No.
have any fucking...
They don't have a band
singing?
or anything, no
They just-
singing. They just
You want to talk about
play.
self-indulgence.
Cliffs
Fuck.
of Dover, man. Let me
Fuck.
hear some Cliffs of Dover.
All right, give me a little Cliffs of Dover.
Let's hear some Cliffs of Dover. And this was like as popular as a song like this will get.
Who
I
sings
think.
this?
No one. No one sings it.
Oh, it's all
Is
me.
it Eric Johnson?
Eric Johnson, very good, Travis, very good.
Yeah.
But then again, you got the master computer in front of you. What do you think of this? What do you think of this?
Here we go.
This is cool if it's 30 seconds in the middle of a good song.
All right, you could play. We get.
How fast can you get those fingers going? I need to know.
Is this Yngwie? Oh,
No, this is
Eric Johnson.
Eric Johnson. Cliffs of
There he
Dover.
goes.
We used to have to play this on the radio.
Yeah. This actually got airplay and. Okay.
I've heard this. It's all right.
Yeah. This is like the only type of song I think that'll get popular like this.
Right. It's not like he's got
why?
It's not like he has 5 of these. He has 1.
You know why? It's very happy. It's happy and bursting with love. It's just one of these.
What's happening to our ho-ho-ho-y Christmas?
It's very Gary Hoey-ish.
Where's our Gary Hoey Christmas?
We guess we don't have it.
Can we do a little Grinch into break?
We got to give out the email address, dude, for people to get tickets for tomorrow.
For what tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow?
See, it's got this part, which is like almost the chorus. That's why it was popular.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah, I don't mind this.
I'm not going to buy this shit, though.
There are very limited tickets for tomorrow.
What?
For what?
For our talent show.
But
it'll be fun. We'll make it fun.
Do we have talent?
No.
Did you talk to Keith? Do we even have talent?
Do we have talent?
Do we have anything for tomorrow?
Wow, that's a good. Let me.
I'm sure he'll round up a few.
Let me text the old Keithy.
We'll make something out of the shit that is presented to us tomorrow. No problem. Steve Vai. What about Steve Vai?
Steve Vai. I don't know. It's another one of those guys, but
all right.
He was.
They're calling you a Duran Duran fag, Anthony.
Duran Duran was cutting edge, very harmonic, cutting edge band of the time. I'm not
Do you like Duran Duran?
No, but they were
like the wolf.
No.
Hungry like the wolf.
No, I'm just saying they were very influential for the time. It's all fucking dated shit.
Travis went with the live track.
Why would you go live when they're based on...
He always goes live.
I've been very good today.
Why would he go live?
He's an idiot. You don't go live with this song.
Why, Travis?
I apologize. We're talking to our old school MTV fans here right
You're
now.
not an idiot. You're a father and a husband.
Live version of this.
You don't live it.
I'm taking back those Canadian tickets. Fuck you.
No.
Come on. Go fuck yourself. Buy your own fucking
Well,
tickets.
let's give him a shot. Why, queer?
I love Travis.
Because
his Kid Robot shirt should have a fucking shotgun shell in the middle of it.
Yeah, that was.
Because in the search box, I can't see the entire thing. So sometimes
excuses.
Yeah,
blah,
sounds like the
blah,
regular one,
blah.
though.
Yeah, because they didn't really know how to play
live. It worked
live.
perfectly.
What?
Most of this shit's on a machine.
What?
So we're doing a live show for what? 10 people tomorrow or something?
The capacity's small, but it's going to be like 24 people.
They could have fucking expanded it, but these guys are used to just taking no for an answer.
Here's what we do.
Stop taking no for an answer and push. Push until people are annoyed. As much as you're annoyed by us, you should make other people annoyed. That's how this thing works.
Oh, my God.
So when they go, no, they can't have a live broadcast with more than 24 people, you start asking questions. Why? Why not? Why can't we work something out? Really annoy the fuck out of them how you're annoyed at us.
Well, I want to find out from Gary why we can't do a few more, but...
we can't even have standby people because he took no as an answer.
I don't like the fact that...
Don't take no as an answer.
Well, I want to work on this, but I don't like the fact that there's only 12 winners with one guest. What are you doing?
Yeah,
why would you make that decision instead of letting us, the show, make the decision? We don't need other people to do our fucking gig.
And why would there be a problem if there's a lot of people here tomorrow? Who cares?
They do it for other shows.
This is supposed to be fun. It doesn't need to be so controlled all the time.
I'll give you the email address, but here's what you have to put in it. And it is important just so you can get contacted. You include Opie and Anthony in the subject line of your message or it will not be considered because they get a lot of emails. So please put Opie and Anthony in the subject heading. Include your full name and your cell number. It's extremely important. You have to have the name that's on your ID and your cell number so they can call you. And if they put that they are not going to provide transportation. No shit.
What is the?
You have to be 21 years old. Okay. Anything else, Danny, below that? Okay. If you're 21 years old and you don't need, and you didn't think the Sirius XM jet was flying you in.
Jimmy's a soldier, man.
I want Ted Danson's.
I care about our show.
You're a fucking soldier.
I care about
we'll
this
have a good show
being
no matter
good.
what. No matter fucking what. I already told those guys that.
Include your full name and cell phone number and Opie and Anthony in the subject line.
This is for 12 people, by the way.
And make sure you can fucking be here.
Make sure you can be here. I'm going to fight for
because we're not allowed to have extras. So if you're not here, then all of a sudden the show we're doing for 12 listeners and their guests go doon to like 11, 10, 9,
yeah.
8.
Kick your ass.
Here's the email address.
Wow, it's going to sound crazy tomorrow on the radio with 24 people.
RSVP at SiriusXM.com. That's RSVP at SiriusXM.com.
All right, don't bother doing it now because it's full.
I don't know. I say people should fucking email.
Really?
Yes. RSVP
Yay.
at SiriusXM.com. It's our first audience event in a year. We got to fucking start somewhere. It's the first one in a year.
It's not an audience event.
We have
20 people checking out the show on a regular basis.
Sometimes at XM we have small crowds.
I'm not acknowledging that this is an actual audience
All right, well,
event.
I'll call it that.
We're just
email.
We're just doing the right thing, and that's it. That
We want to do something with the listeners. Our backs are against the wall with this fucking horrible shopping spree. You know the deal. It ain't our fucking fault.
Yeah.
This is the deal. It's the best we could do. We want to do something. We could just do a show, but who gives us? You want to do something different.
I think having any type of live audience, the most we've had is like sometimes we get to bring our friends in and they sit down on the couch.
I love an audience. I miss having a live audience.
It was always fun to go around the audience and go, what do you do? What the fuck are you with him for? What are you with her for? She's a pig. This one's fat. That's great.
If you notice, not one nice thing, not one welcome to the show, not one hey thanks. Why are you with him and who's fat?
Exactly.
RSVP at SiriusXM.com.
Here's Channel 5 showing the punch once,
repeatedly,
twice, 3 times, 4 times. Holy shit.
There's so
5 times.
There's so 6.
7. There's more than this.
7.
They probably showed it 12 times.
7 fucking, and that's when I first looked up. And now he's probably outraged.
Yeah, what's the difference? You're
The
showing the
news
clip,
just played it,
which
I
would
swear to
bother
you.
people. So just because you say something clever after the clip means it's okay to play the clip?
Unbelievable.
If you're so pissed at MTV, then you shouldn't be showing the clip either.
By the way,
It's all
Fox.
horse shit.
Fox, who I love, but I believe owned by the same parent company as the New York Post.
Oh!
Where's Linda Stacy's outrage?
Oh!
And I'm
Yeah,
not
Rupert
faulting
Murdoch.
them. I don't even fault Rupert Murdoch or anybody at News Corp. I fault Linda Stacy for being fucking phony.
Yeah.
They're fine. Play it. You should play it.
That's all
She's a
horse shit.
phony.
Go ahead. Go after
Fake
outrage. Go after the news. Go after Fox News.
And why is John Stossel talking about this?
Because he has a gay porno mustache in this day and age. How do you not love a man with a mustache as thick as, if I may, a donkey cock? Why am I screaming?
He does
I
have a
apologize.
thick mustache.
You can't show the clip 8 times on TV if you're outraged as a media outlet.
No.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
Oh, brother. We got some ho-ho-ho-y to go into break.
Ho-ho-ho-y.
Listen to some ho-ho-ho-y.
And the Homeless Talent Show is tomorrow. We have a good 4 hours in that fucking room.
Oh, a good probably 2. The other 2 will probably be mediocre.
Let me aside with Anthony. We have a good 2 hours. We have we have a good 40 minutes, an average 120, an hour of filler, and an hour of dreck.
Just horrid,
Can you check
despicable stuff.
Can you check to see how many home sick days I got left?
Okay.
Yeah.
You should come in tomorrow.
Oh, no.
My throat's a little scratchy.
Why would Sam know your sick days?
He's going to go down the hall and find out for him.
They're not going to tell him anything.
Sam,
I
take
got
his temperature
to
the
make sure I'm not going to get
old-fashioned
fired if I take a sick day tomorrow.
Where's Gary? Is he sleeping in his morgue from Orc bed? Fucking weird guy he is. A little head.
You ought to drive an egg car.
He should drive an egg car.
That fucking made me laugh yesterday. Swine flu.
Wow.
H1N1.
Fucking achy, man.
Oh, no.
It's coming on fast. Got the chills.
Yeah.
Let's do some ho-ho-ho-y. And when we get back, we're going to play the D-Boy production piece. A Visit from St. Nick, narrated by Big A and Stalker Patty.
Oh, this better be good, since he insulted my fucking Call of Duty play.
He's right outside the door.
Who is? St. Nick? He's early.
Give him a mic. Give him a mic. I don't want to talk to any of these
He's
guys off air.
early.
I don't want to talk to any of these guys off
Oh,
air.
here's awful hat.
Yeah.
Sam's feet.
Sam's feet are almost backwards.
I bet you if you
They're
pointed
almost
Sam's feet
backwards.
straight, he would just shit his pants. It'd be like hedge clippers.
His asshole would open up.
He prefers not to talk on the air. He just wanted to give you the update because Steve and me spoke to him.
I don't need an update.
What's the update? I'd like one.
Well,
ask him what the update is and then tell us.
Ask him. I just turned it down the hall.
What's the update?
We have to confine the entire show to the fishbowl. That's the concession that was made. The fishbowl, the audio will not be broadcast. Obviously,
I understand with that.
And the visual portion will be, nobody's going to be able to see it.
Why is that?
They're putting banners and stuff up around the fishbowl so people can't see
Of
what's
course.
going on
Why,
in the
though?
fishbowl.
There's gonna be no nudity.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Because he said that way, just in case anything happens, he doesn't want to, hold back the show.
Here's what it is. We are a horrible, despicable show that should not be the showcase show that day that is in their lobby.
Yeah.
Doing a show. If people come in and go, ew, it's Opie and Anthony, this place sucks. And then they'd run out. And
But
they'd
why
lose
is that,
like
though?
business.
Why? That really does annoy me. I mean, why can't we have, and they've done it for other shows.
They were going to do the same thing for the sweater fashion show, right? Block off the whole thing?
No, they
and
would've-
not have it played
with the
out. What?
trumpeters? They would have not done that. They generally don't block it off. But
They
because,
never block it off.
Because the homeless are so unpredictable.
No,
they're
they're not.
blocking it off. That's it. That's
Are they?
what they've said. Because they cannot predict
That's
if the homeless are going to
homeless-phobic.
take their pants off or whatever.
How about this? They're not going to. You can't predict that in the fucking in the street. But that's
Yeah, in the
idiotic.
street. You walk down the street, they have their pants off. You're right, Jimmy.
Go ahead,
I just get annoyed because other shows have been allowed to have their people outside, and I don't know why. I understand why they can't play the audio. It's an XL channel language.
Right.
I don't want the show handcuffed tomorrow.
Language.
I do get that.
Yeah.
But why can't, if somebody brings their own Sirius unit, their own XM portable, they sit out and watch us through the glass? Why
said-
the fuck not?
He said because when they do shows that people sit outside for, it's never for more than an hour. Honestly, it's never for more than an hour or two.
So what? So 2 more hours is making the difference? Yeah, who
cares?
Why?
It's a hassle.
What does the
Why?
time have to do with it?
What's that got to do with anything?
Because they said they don't want to have to worry about a bunch of fans sitting
What
out in
else
the
are they
lobby
doing
for 4
between
hours.
6 and 10?
They'd have to get extra security.
So why not get one extra guy? So they don't mind worrying for an hour and a half or 2 hours. But that extra 2 hours has the whole company panicking? I don't get it.
And they say that there is no justifiable reason because they won't be able to see or hear without, the unit.
We've given the justifiable reason. Stop with the blocking everything off. Nothing bad's going to happen.
We're just trying to build excitement.
How about this? You block off...
It's called building excitement.
You block off
creating a buzz, right, Ant? Remember that?
Sure, I
block
remember.
off 2 sides of it, and then the one side that's open, the fucking fans can look in. Or
Like
how
a
about
peep
this? If
show.
you're so barricade obsessed, how about you fucking allow extra fans to sit on one side of the glass, and you put barricades behind those fans?
Oh, like an extended area.
Yeah,
like
how about that?
Why are you
can't we do
yelling?
that?
behind the stage seating?
Yeah, why can't we do that? And this way, you can allow them to have their own portable units, because plenty of people have portable units.
Why are you yelling, man?
I don't
It's
know.
never
It's
gonna
stupid.
happen.
But no, why not? That makes perfect sense.
They
But that's
said-
why.
The bottom line is the company has said...
And that's the bottom line.
Yes. They said the company, not one specific person, they said everybody in general
the
is
entity.
in agreement that
The building spoke.
it's not like there's no...
Keep the door open.
There's no lobby access.
Just shove a mic out the door. That'd be funny. Get that out of here.
No, do it.
There's a concern that there's enough other business, 100 however many radio stations, the corporate folks upstairs, the lobby serves it all.
So? I don't mean that to be callous, but so what? Homeless people.
There's enough unpredictability about the show, and for people to sit in the lobby just listening to the radio.
This is the last time I ever pushed for an event. It's going to make that. I'm really dumb to do that. This is why I push it. It's so silly. It's so silly.
Listen, I understand the frustration.
24
but
people. I'm not yelling at you. I know you're just doing give a messenger. 24 people is not sufficient. It's not sufficient because people have to go to work. I heard the Letterman example. That's not accurate because 1 hour at 5 p.m. is different than 4 hours in the morning.
Let us work. Listen, is somebody recording this? Or?
I don't know.
So anyway, like I was saying,
And then the other, the other part of it is like ridiculous.
But I mean, I couldn't even come up with anything.
I know.
All right, let's go to break. I was so into listening that I couldn't even cover it up with anything. I tried though, man. Why don't we go to break with some ho ho hoey?
That'll get us in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah. Fuck you and fuck Santa. Hit the fucking song. How great is that picture? I mean, it's nice. It's a white girl's ass, Danny. Nothing wrong with a white girl's ass.
See the vagina.
Doesn't have as much juice, but there's some shit going on right there.
But you can see the vagina, like underneath too, which is fun from the back.
We're on the air. Opie and Anthony, back with the program. Jimmy smoothed everything over. Everything is good.
You actually, here's part of the problem.
No, I
you
thought
could
you smoothed
easily
everything
get
over.
more than 24 people in the Euro. I do.
It's as big as our old studio, and we used to have 100 people in there easy.
You could do 45 people, because we're going to have a little stage and our tables. The piano will be out. You could do comfortably.
You don't need chairs.
Even with chairs, you could do 40
But you don't need
people.
them, man. All right, you put a few chairs down and have a standing room
have
in the back.
25 chairs.
I want to. I want to hear what the.
One of the problems is this: we're losing at least a foot all the way around because of those dumb signs they're insisting on putting up. So that's really annoying.
So no
we
one
can't
can
play
see
the
in.
audio. No one can see it. You're eating up room. If they have things that stick to the window or hang from the window, that's one thing. But if it's those stupid freestanding signs, we're losing room.
Why can't they put those on the outside of the glass?
Why? Because that would make sense. They don't want it to look like what, a fucking radio company? It's what it is. What corporate people are coming in the Friday before Christmas that will be offended by a bunch of serious signs? God almighty.
Just trying to create a little buzz for our show.
No, why would you?
And
why would you? That's silly.
And if there's more people in the what they like to call the fishbowl, it sounds even more exciting on the air.
Exactly.
It's, Radio 101.
It's a live event thing right here at the studio. It sounds it's something that is the backbone of broadcasting and stuff. I don't understand why it's been this much of an issue just to get this thing
I do.
rolling.
I know exactly why. I mean, we all know why. We really do. Our paranoia is not paranoia.
Look,
we all know why.
I openly admitted that my emotions are horrendous. I personally cannot face these guys physically because I'm out of my mind. I'm so frustrated and pissed off about how this whole thing was handled, to the point I cannot even sit down and talk like a human being like Jimmy can. You can, and certainly can. I can't even see these guys until after the break.
Diplomat.
It's business.
I can't see.
Business.
But that's where my problem is, and I'm finally admitting it to the world. Most of the faithful listeners already know that. I physically cannot talk to any of these guys anytime soon because I'm out of my fucking mind, and I know I'll say stupid shit. And last year around this time, I was so frustrated by the company, I actually walked off a show, and I got a talking to that if I do that again, I'm fired. So I have to handle my emotions in such a way where I can't even look or talk to these people anytime soon. That is my problem. That is my issue that I got to try to fucking figure out. But with that said, I could just talk for myself. I've been doing radio since 18. I've never seen a promotion handled as bad as this homeless shopping spree thing has been handled. It is amazing to me. I can't even think of something that comes even close to how horrendous this was handled from everyone's point of view. And there's a lot of excuses flying around and stuff. It's just bullshit. It should have never came to this. I mean, we were surprised that we were even doing the homeless shopping spree when they came to us and said, yeah, good news, because we forgot about it. We're like, you know what? Yeah. We're doing that? And then we got excited, like, okay, I think we could, get something together in 3 weeks. That's just not how it works in radio. It has never worked that way in my entire career. It was a clusterfuck, which scares me, which really scares me if the right people are handling this channel.
The problem,
to be completely honest with you, because it should have never gotten to the point it got to. If the lawyers were having problems with this from the beginning, we should have, as a channel, said, you know what? Oh well, let's just move on. But they pushed, and then said, look, you guys, good news, you can do it in 3 weeks. Like, wow, okay. And Ann and I, off air, were discussing it, going, I said to Ann, and he completely agreed. I go, this thing is never happening. You know that, right? And Ann said, yeah,
I knew it wasn't gonna
because it just
be pulled off.
Because it was just handled so poorly.
Here's what I don't like about the whole situation too. It's I don't want the perception that, and it's funny to say this after everything that's happened, that we are the difficult people to work with. We're pretty easy to work with if people are willing to work with us. We're willing to work with them. This was something that, like, no matter how much we said what we absolutely need to get this done, it just wouldn't happen. So it was frustrating as hell.
But God, bless you two, because I said, no, let's just do a fucking show and get out of here for the 2 weeks. You guys were like, no, let's try to do the right thing and try to take care of the situation at hand. And I respect that, to be honest with you. And then I'm on board. And then every step of the way, from agreeing to do something to make up for the homeless shopping spree has been a nightmare. Like, it's like, where does it end? Where does it fucking end? 24 fucking people for a broadcast is lame. But we will do it, and we will do great radio, because that's what we do.
They have beaten, I'm telling you, to make we're not difficult, I am a whore for promoting. For real. From the day when I was doing Last Comic Standing, and I found out that the show had signed with XM, and I'm like, why don't you send me XM shirts? I'll wear them on.
Yeah.
I am a fucking whore. And congratulations to the guys that work here. You have taken somebody who was so fucking excited to be here and to be... when the merger was happening, I was happy about it. When we were losing terrestrial radio, I was happy about it because I hated working for those people at CBS. Not that I hated them. I didn't like the environment. And congratulations to the people here. You have taken somebody who was a soldier, who would have fucking whored your company name everywhere. And you have made me feel like a dummy for ever fucking enjoying myself in this place. I love you guys, and I love doing the show, and I'm going to continue to do the show, and I'm not going to fucking mail it in because I'm creative, and I love to do this. But and I know I apologize to the listeners who are
message board.
What's that?
It's not what I read on the message board.
Well, I actually wrote it. I know the listeners get sick of hearing this, but if you only knew what a gung-ho, dumb motherfucker I was about promoting this. There's no place I ever went where it wasn't promote. I go on terrestrial radio to promote gigs. Always.
Does that mean no more Jay Leno plugs?
I've had them pulled. And I don't give a fuck if it's in my contract or if they fire me for it. I really don't. I really don't care.
But we like hearing her names.
I love you
Jay
guys.
Leno.
But the bottom line is that was 12 million people last week.
Exactly.
That would have heard it.
That's pretty good marketing.
I don't care if they're mad at me, and I don't care if they fucking fire me. I really don't. I'm at that point. You had a guy who was a fucking whore, and you have completely turned me around. I've never had that happen in my career.
It's amazing.
There's a lot of mediocre channels and shows here, and we're a very passionate show and a very passionate channel, and wow. Just want the people around us to understand that and push.
I have my books plugged from now on because those are the things that pay me. They pay me to do a book, what I make here. And that's what I make for a book.
I guess we got to be embarrassed to be Opie and Anthony because, like, you're not even going to be able to see into the fishbowl because, God, who knows what's going to happen with those guys and their radio show inside the fishbowl.
It really is, like, just demeaning.
I'm sorry to the listeners from Bellyache.
You sit here and, like, just go, God, we just are the dregs of society.
Dude, that's why there's no Opie and Anthony sign. That's why you have to beg for every mention. And that's why the channel is not called Opie and Anthony. It's like, I'm not being paranoid. I've dealt with other networks. I've dealt with, when people like my manager, Jonathan, always says, dude, Comedy Central loves you. I'm like, John, they don't. If they loved me, they would use me for something other than only when Saget asks for me.
Yeah.
And then he finally came around. And John's a positive guy. And he goes, you're right. We'll never pitch them again. And I don't even dislike Comedy Central. I respect their opinion. Okay, they feel that way. It's okay.
And they're frustrated by this happening day in and day out. But the problem is we were in a good place with the show and everything, and the incompetence of this homeless shopping spree really has just thrown us into a fucking tizzy. You guys did this, not us. You guys did this. The incompetence of the homeless shopping spree and how it was handled, and it not happening today is just mind-boggling.
But if instead of looking at it like we're being difficult, kind of look at it like, wow, okay, these guys have kind of done this before. They know how certain things work. Let's see if we can make it work. There's no reason. See, the best thing would be to have the most people we can possibly have at a live event in the building. It's exciting. It's, shit's going on. Why limit it? And without even a good reason. There's these stupid legal touchy-feely reasons. I don't know what the reason. If someone said, look, the floor cannot physically handle more people than such and such, and with our audience, it could quite possibly be the truth.
It could max out at 4 people.
Who decided that the number is a safe number is 24?
Exactly.
24
Well, they're
I wanna
losing a
know.
foot of room around the. This is what annoys me. They're losing a foot of room around the entire inside of the fishbowl because of the signs they're putting. And look, I talked to Gary. What he said to me was this. And again, I like him and I like Rob. That guys are just messengers, man. They're trying to help. They're not bad guys. But Gary said to me, look, we're having a bunch of, because you guys are an edgy show. It's not Martha or Oprah. We're having a bunch of your fans in here and homeless people who have not been vetted by us. We don't know if they're going to do anything. It's a corporate. And I'm like, all right, I can live with that explanation. I just don't like the fact they won't put the signs outside the studio. And are you going to have Opie and Anthony signs telling people what's going on inside? So at least it looks like there's this edgy thing going on inside. And you could put, like, let's say 40 people. I mean, it's like you could do that.
How does that look to us to just be hidden? Like we're in the middle of the lobby and they have to go to such lengths to hide the fact that we're doing something in there.
How does it look?
And live and
it looks accurate. It looks like what we know to be the case.
Yeah.
I've never worked for people and felt so fucking unwelcome. And I know I sound like a bellyacher, but it's really a frustrating thing.
You know what is even worse? Mars, I know you're of Puerto Rican descent. Am I? Why is a Puerto Rican channel on the TV? I have 3 TVs I could look at.
You know how I knew?
Which one do you think it is, Mars?
Yeah,
the 2 big bosomed girls holding a soccer ball
and dancing and running in place.
Yeah,
and it was the guy with the mullet on the morning show. There was a guy, he had a fucking rat tail.
Exactly. I don't know how that got changed. Yay, C Penny. There's a commercial for a Yay, C Penny.
That's more entertaining to look at than English TV, I'll say that.
They love their chicks with big tits jumping around for no reason.
Satin shorts.
The news has that. They don't give a shit. Nuevo and titties. I don't know what's tit.
All right, listen, why don't we, let's move on. Hey, so Tiger Woods was named Athlete of the Decade. And
what a guy.
We got people reacting to that news.
Oh, good.
Oh, no. Hopefully we'll get these stupid bitches. Is that in there? Stupid bitch. I don't think that. I really hope.
Good.
Let's hear it. I hope that's in there. Then do we get a guy that goes, doesn't really matter to me, you know, the guy, he's a good golfer, I don't care, his personal life's his own. Is that it? Because I swear,
personal life,
on my family, I've never heard this.
Yeah, personal life and what he does in the sports world are two completely different things.
But then I think
hope people understand that.
It's terrible what he's done to his wife. He's a married man.
I can't wait.
Athlete of the year, athlete of the decade is athletics in regard to Tiger, in my opinion. So for that award, yeah, that's fitting.
Probably before Thanksgiving Day, I would have said yes. Now, I would, as a woman, I would say no.
Shut up!
Exactly.
You old hag. I want to push her down the stairs in a wheelchair.
Oh, so do I.
Tied up with electrical cord.
You know what we do to news people? Whatever you are, man on the street.
Women shouldn't be allowed to watch sports.
News people.
I don't know. I'm fucking 41, and that's the best I could come up with.
Well, you're a little
no wonder the
upset.
company doesn't value me. News person head. Zilch.
You are a little upset, though.
I'm a fucking mediocre talent.
I'm Jimmy Rules. Dr. Steve.
As a woman, I would say no. Not because of his athletic ability, but what he's done in his personal life.
But that shouldn't matter at all.
Exactly.
Athletes are terrible people.
Exactly.
But we like watching them at a particular sport.
Is he good at what he does?
I don't give a shit what
me.
my athletes do when they're not on the field.
Is Tiger a good golfer, Obi? Is he considered a good golfer?
Good. It's
good. Then, yes, athlete.
An amazing athlete.
Cares what he does.
And easily the athlete of the decade. I don't even know who would be a close second.
Or fucking
who came
women.
in second? Do we know?
What a creep! Wow.
Yeah.
Who came in second? I don't know.
Personal life.
Yes, you know why? Because when he gets on the field, he performs.
Thank
so
you,
anything
sir.
happens besides that,
Thank you,
that's
sir.
outside of the business.
Thank
Just
you,
like
sir.
steroids and everything else. So Tiger Woods does deserve it.
Not at this point. I'm sorry to say.
Why?
But you can't take away what he has done, what he has accomplished, though. You can't deny what he has accomplished for minorities as well as everyone else. You can't do it.
Minorities, really?
Minorities.
Didn't bang one black broad.
Yeah.
Not a 1.
Minorities.
In a way, I agree with that, though, because it is typically a very, very white sport and considered unattainable. Exactly. And considered kind of
not
an
even close to
unattainable
just a
goal
white
to
sport
black.
anymore.
But it's still considered a sport of the elite.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's more of a rich versus poor sport than black versus white at this point.
Yes.
And you got to take the morality out of sports. I don't give a shit, man. I'm all for steroids and whatever the fuck they want to do. I don't care. Right?
Exactly.
Don't you want big monsters just playing your favorite sport?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I'm just looking. There seems to be two people walking up my driveway. I don't recognize them.
Are they goose stepping?
Are you kidding?
No, I'm looking at it right now. I'm panning. They're going next to my house.
Get out of here.
Let me go to camera 2.
Do they have fucking white coats?
Go to camera 2 here. Hold on. Right there. Who are these guys? They going through my fence? Okay, let me go to camera. Let me go here.
This is great.
Hold on. Let me go here.
You know who it is? It's the fucking Diaz brothers.
The Diaz Oh, shit. Hold on. I gotta track this guy. Hold on.
He's in your backyard?
Who's this guy? Who the hell's this guy?
Are you serious, Ant?
Look.
He's very serious. I think he knows who they are.
No.
You don't?
Oh, it's the alarm guy.
It's great.
Jesus.
All right. Scared me.
Dude, that is fucking fantastic.
Oh, jeez. I was just checking, and lo and behold, there he is. Look at
By the
him.
way,
Look
if
at him
there's
going down
footage for that
downstairs.
last time I was over, and it looks like I'm smelling your seat, I had just dropped something.
Look at these guys. I was just watching them.
Dude, that is fucking great.
They look like hoodlums.
I know, they were wearing hoodies, so it scared
Hoodies
me.
and hats pulled down low.
Can I say something and I mean this? It's fucking fun to be Anthony. I want to be Anthony. It is fun to be Ant.
It is kind of fun just
do it.
Tracking people at my house. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, but give him the fucking keys.
That's fun. I like that system. Jesus Christ.
All right.
I'm like a lunatic.
Yes, you are.
Not like one, actually.
Let's get back to the Tiger Woods.
You can't do it.
I mean, actually, I do think he's athlete of the decade. I mean, I think his recent problems, over the last 10 years will eventually kind of quiet down. But I mean, yeah, it's a huge embarrassment for him now. But I mean, I think he is a great athlete. I just think he's human like the rest of us. I think it's bad timing. I think it's incredibly bad timing. I mean, I think, 6 months ago we would have all agreed he was athlete of the decade. I think now
You should
everybody
still
would look
agree.
at it and go,
Yes.
oh, that's a bad choice.
How is that
I
a
still
bad
want to
choice?
look at his whole sort of body of work in context of how he's done over the last 10 years. And I do think he's one of the greatest athletes we've seen. I just think in the last few weeks we found out the guy's got flaws like the rest of us, and bad timing is what I would call it.
Okay, faggot!
Fucking asshole.
Exactly, he's not husband
That's
of the
two different
decade.
things. Hey,
Right below fucking Klaus von Bülow in the husband department.
Klaus von Bülow.
Howie in Canada says Lance Armstrong finished second.
Oh, he did?
What did he do in the decade?
Fucking took his one ball and tucked it in while his saggy left part of the bag hung over the seat stupidly like melted taffy. His one ball and his saggy
Are you
melted
saying
bag.
he wasn't balanced on his bicycle?
Not at all. He just
While
kept
was
going
doing
in
the Tour de
circles.
France?
Tour de France, that was that all in the 2000s?
Yeah, he won it 6 times.
6 out of 10?
What a bum.
All right, I'm
Wow,
sorry.
yeah, that is.
I didn't,
And he took
holy shit, I didn't know he won it that many times. Wow, okay. I stand corrected. Number 3, Roger Federer.
Roger Federer.
Tennis guy, man. Tennis god.
Yeah.
Then who else we got?
What about Derek Jeter?
Michael Derek
Phelps was
Jeter.
Fuck Derek.
I just lost my list.
Phelps, yeah, that's good.
Oh, Phelps 4th. He did good for 2 weeks in the decade, right?
Nah, but he's done more than that.
It's going to be funny. He's climbing a ladder to the camera that I'm working right now. Look at his face. He's right there. He's looking right at him. Hold on. Wait till he sees it move. He's going to lose his...
You're going to knock him off the ladder.
Look, he's looking right at it. He's probably wondering why the camera's moving. Yeah. Look at this tool. He's probably going, why is it moving? Is he texting me?
Zoom in on his ball bag. I'm really freaking him out.
That's funny. Oh my God.
That's creepy.
He goes, I'm reading his lips. He just said, it's moving. I'm just going to keep moving it so he thinks it's broken.
Oh, hope he punches it angrily.
Can you talk to him?
No. Through the radio I can. Hi. Hi, alarm guy. Why is it moving around crazily? He has no clue. He's boggled at this. His face is puzzled. He's puzzled. He goes, why is it moving?
He looks like Rogan from that angle.
He does a little
nose
bit.
and lips.
Rogan and Bobo.
Rogan and his kissable lips.
I'll leave him alone.
All right.
Go ahead. Now I'm just going to
then you got Michael Phelps in fourth, and fifth is Tom Brady. He had a nice decade. Usain Bolt. Oh.
Well, who's that?
Jamaican
sprinter.
fucking marathon runner. Remember
dude.
Ted Bolt?
Is he fat? Ted Bolt.
You remember him?
Ted Bolt.
Me run very quickly, but what time me won the race?
Is he fast? He's shattering records at this point.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt is the real deal. Then you got Jimmy Johnson, and then wrapping up to 10 is Peyton Manning and Shaq. Shaqalicious.
Shaqalicious.
And we got more reaction from the street about Tiger Woods. And now there's rumors of steroids. Well, that's going to be interesting if that comes out.
Do they test golfers?
I don't know how that works.
I'm
to be
sure
honest
they
with
do,
you.
dude.
I think they do.
Tiger knows
With
better.
that kind of money at stake.
There's no calves. Fucking calveless fuck.
He's all upper
To me,
body.
if all this had been going on the whole time, he never would have got the award. So there's no separation. Tiger Woods is Tiger Woods, and he's the same, on the course and off the course. He is a phenomenal player. So I would probably not giving him Athlete of the Decade, maybe Golf Player of the Decade. But Athlete of the Decade, it would be nice to have somebody that set a great role model and a great example.
Oh, my God.
Why?
Why are we in the same world with these people? Gives a shit.
A role model. Need a good role model,
Really?
an example.
Why? Because you hang out with these athletes when you're not watching them on TV?
Yeah.
Stop
Gives
it.
a shit what they do.
You don't need a role model. Parents are role models. If you're not a role model for your kid, then you're a shitty parent. If an athlete's job is to score points, and if you're a parent and you teach your kid that those are the guys you should emulate, you're a lousy parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't be golf guy, golf good guy. It's ridiculous.
I think he deserves it. He was is a fabulous athlete. His prowess on the course, the excitement that he generated in the public makes the honor worthwhile.
Right. And all of this stuff that's happened to the side?
He's not the man of the decade. He's not the husband of the decade, but he is the athlete of the decade.
Thank you. There you go.
It's unfortunate for all this personal stuff, which I try to ignore. I think it's rude, and I think it's really the certain media that thrives on that. But he deserves every accolade because he is a sensational athlete.
Accolades.
There you go.
I miss my fans.
Some sanity.
The adulation.
Other Tiger bullet points. Radar Online. This is unbelievable. Remember that cougar, Teresa Rogers? We talked about her a couple days ago. She was the oldest one, I think.
Yes.
She's in her late 40s now. Was trying to get pregnant by Tiger.
Oh, trying.
She got pregnant in late 2003, but it's unclear who the father is because she was having an affair with a Serbian basketball player as well. A DNA test was never given to the baby, but she reportedly looks white.
Baby putt?
Oh, she had the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, get out of here.
Maybe that's where those weird, love child,
shit, yo.
There was people whispering about a love child. Maybe that's what they were referring to, but sounds like it's the other guy's kid. Sources say Tiger's still in contact with Rachel Yucatel.
You could tell. I heard some stuff about her.
Rachel.
And they are not over. They're still doing their thing. According to a close source. What do you know about Rachel
I don't know. I heard, again, this is simply, I don't know how true this is at all. But somebody told me last night that apparently she was the madam who got him a lot of girls, and so she knows everything, and that's why he's paying her so much. Yeah. But that could be complete rumor, too. I mean, I really don't know. But it was relayed to me. I'm like, well, that would make sense as to why he's paying her so much. I heard $1 million a year for 5 years. But why would he carry on and seeing her as a girlfriend if he was paying her that much to be quiet?
To
I don't
shut
know.
up. There's
it doesn't make sense.
Not much trust there.
You know? Maybe it's all bullshit and he's not seeing her still.
You know what's weird? She leaves New York a couple days ago. and is now 7 miles, they're saying, from Tiger Woods.
Wow.
For real. She's down in the same area as Tiger Woods.
Hanky
Why would you do that if you're in the middle of this, controversy? It's bizarre.
Yeah.
And supposedly there's family down there and all that, but still. It's a million places you could go and hide out for a while. And then finally, Jessica Simpson taking legal action against Star Magazine. You hear about this one?
For what?
For insinuating she slept with Tiger. And Us Magazine, Star Magazine. Star Magazine usually
They insinuated?
Usually pretty good with their info, but Jessica Simpson's ready to sue, saying it's not true.
What was the insinuation?
But they had an affair.
No, but how did they insinuate? Is it actionable or?
They met at a golf tournament.
Whore!
He fucked her.
Met at some kind of charity golf tournament, I believe. Help me out if I'm wrong, Dan. In July, I think. And I believe within 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that, she broke up with Tony Roma. Or the Tony Roma thing fell apart.
Don't mean shit.
Well, that's, and they're insinuating there was an affair that was happening there. And she's pissed and saying it's not true. For the record, she's saying it's not true.
That's silly. What record? She got a record?
Nothing. She hasn't made a record in a while. All right.
All righty.
So everything's smooth out for tomorrow? It's good, right?
I'm glad that we have listeners coming in. I'm glad we have the guys coming in that we do. We don't
even know if we got those guys.
We're
scrambling.
Boston, I think Florentine's coming in. We'll have fun we'll have fun.
Yeah, I know that.
As us.
And with the fans, we'll have fun.
We're scrambling motherfuckers right now, trying to make something.
I won't worry about it.
Yeah. The show I have no problem
with. We're
with.
going to show our true talent tomorrow.
In all honesty, dude.
Making something really good out of shit.
Penny Stock and Steven Singer and these sponsors. I'm not sucking sponsors' asses, but I mean, they've been really good. They believe in the show. It's nice. It's fucking nice to have sponsors that believe in the show.
Yes. And come on board.
Yeah, man. Some of these phonies back away from talent, and these people just ran right on board to a radio show that has none.
We got a great product.
How'd that get a 0?
Give them the best.
How did my joke get a 0?
Oh, no.
Because I don't feel like laughing.
Oh, no.
Did you not hear it?
No.
Travis, did you catch my bomb?
No, I certainly didn't, but I'll go back.
Rewind a little bit.
No.
I'm surprised you didn't.
A zilch show.
It's like a minute behind us. It's very rare that I bomb.
Oh, very rare.
Very rare.
I would say probably first one, if this is even a bomb.
Oh, it is.
I doubt it.
And it didn't deserve a bomb.
Genius.
But, Travis,
what did it entail?
Us not being a good radio show.
All right.
Just play for a minute ago, Travis, before I bite your face.
Let's hear.
What are you doing? You get the live version?
You want me to find it?
Just play for a minute.
Right. Someone had a great line about the live thing. Hold on. He said that Canadians love live versions.
Do they really?
That's a great line, man.
That
Canadians love their live music. They buy live fucking albums, live CDs. All right, sorry.
Get Travis.
I'm trying to make something.
I won't worry about it.
Yeah. The show I have no problem
with.
with.
We're going to show our true talent tomorrow.
In all honesty, dude.
Making something really good out of shit.
Penny Stock and Steven Singer and these sponsors. I'm not sucking sponsors' asses, but I mean, they've been really good. They believe in the show. It's nice. It's fucking nice to have sponsors that believe in the show.
Yes. And come on board.
Yeah, man. Some of these phonies back away from talent, and these people just ran right on board to a radio show that has none.
We got a great product.
How'd that get a 0? Thank you.
Okay.
Was it that bad?
I heard it.
All right. No. Good self-deprecation. You know what, though? It sounded too sincere.
Yeah, okay. It was a serious thought.
I was joking.
It was disguised pretty well.
Yeah, I was listening to the tone of it, and it's sure. What?
Your joke had a Halloween costume.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't recognize it.
No, I didn't recognize it either.
All right. It was dressed up as a boring statement. All right, my fault.
Guys, D-Boy worked on a production piece for Christmas.
Good for fucking D-Boy.
It's called A Visit from St. Nicholas, narrated by Big A and Stalker Patty. We'll go to break with this, but if there's something in here we got to comment about, we'll just jump back on. How's that sound?
Sure.
All right. D-Boy, everyone.
The Opie and Anthony Show proudly presents A Visit from St. Nicholas, narrated by Big A and Stalker Patty.
Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was was serving not even a mouse. The stockings hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon will be here. Will be there.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama, in her kerchief and I in my cap, had to settle our brains for a long winter's nap.
When I went out on the lawn, there rose such a clatter. I sprang from the bed see what was the matter. Away to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash.
The moon on the breast of the new falling snow gave luster of midday to objects below. When, what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles. His coursers, they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle down to the sky. So up to the housetop, the coursers, they flew. With a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too.
Then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof as I drew in my head and was turning around. Down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
He was dressed in all. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread.
He spoke not a word, but went but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings and turned a jerk and laying his finger aside of his nose.
Giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. He sprang to his sleigh. To his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him explain ere he drove out of sight. Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
This concludes the Opie and Anthony Show's version of A Visit from St. Nicholas. If you lasted all the way through it, congratulations.
But I will say, I mean, before we go back on that, Gary has a larger cock than I thought. He walked into the restroom. Yeah, he walked into the bathroom, and there I was, and mine was out.
I didn't think it was all that impressive.
I didn't either, but he may be slight of frame, but Jesus, he really makes up for it. Yeah.
I see you were discussing the situation for another 15 minutes, Jimmy.
Actually, other situations.
Other situations that involve you?
My situation. But again, he's beyond. He can't do anything. He was just, again, I like the guy, for real. I mean, and I know it doesn't matter if I like him. It's not,
for real?
Yeah, I mean, as a guy, I like him. I think that he's sincere. I don't think he's a phony. I think he's trying, and, I like Gary. Again, he's an odd man. He should be sitting on the larger man's shoulder. We're popping out of the chest of somebody like a weird growth person, but he's a nice little fella.
Equating him with Quato.
Yeah, I don't know what he is. He's an odd man he looks like he's not of this world.
He's otherworldly. Then.
Yeah.
Yes.
He should be popping up in between sidewalk cracks when it's rainy. But he is a nice guy, and I think he's sincere. Just an odd visual. He's a visually not the most pleasant.
Odd.
We should sit down with the man behind the curtain. That's what I say. The man behind the curtain.
Oh, yeah. Say Moby.
He's Moby?
Look.
Wow.
He's Moby.
That is exactly
Moby.
What he is.
Well, Moby has a little more, like, gruff.
He would actually look like Moby.
A clean shave.
He would look like Moby if he were slightly more masculine and much tougher.
Dude, if you want to look like Moby, just get a pair of very tiny glasses and put it on your cock. Because it's the same fucking thing.
I bet if you put Moby cock in the search engine or...
Yeah, can we find...
Danny finds everything.
I think I finally came up with something so original it's not on the internet yet.
It's gotta be.
Moby cock pictures. Who's in?
And he'll find
Who's
it.
in?
I'm sure somebody
Gary, dude, Moby means big, like Moby Dick, believe me.
Somebody put, I bet someone put glasses on their dick.
And said this is Moby.
And said it's Moby.
Hey,
if they didn't, I claim it.
Very good news. Very good news.
Really?
We got a snowboard to give away. A love board. Jimmy, where's that love board?
It's actually a very cool thing.
That's not quite it.
Oh, come on.
It's disgusting.
That looks like Alf.
Oh, yeah, there it is. The snowboard.
This one has a plastic on it that the other one did not have.
Plastic cover.
Yeah, to protect it.
Two
it's
hot
a nice
chicks.
board.
It's really a cool board.
Two very hot chicks.
It's the love board.
I'm not even a snowboarder, and this is something I would want.
Yes. Because it's hot, but it's cool.
It's from Burton Boards, right?
Yeah, I bet that thing melts the snow as it goes along because the girls on it are so hot. Right? I would say so.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they call it the love board. There's one blonde girl on one side. There's a brunette on the other and a dog in the middle going, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
Actually, the dog's not there.
Why don't we give out the Burton board?
Yeah, give it away now.
Go to Burton.com if you want to check out their love board. The one we're talking about, I'm sure it's online. Love Snowboard. Burton's Love Snowboard. We got one to give away right now, right? Call to win a love board and gift card from Burton Snowboards. Check out their latest gear and find your local dealers at... Anyone?
Burton.com.
Believe in snowboarding. We got to fix that door.
It's loud.
Hey, Bobo's on the line. This
What?
is terrific. The show couldn't get any worse. Hey, Bobo, how are you?
I got an announcement for tomorrow about the bit I'll be doing. I'll be playing the kazoo while the homeless sing, like a little homeless choir.
What are you doing?
No, like we'll have all the homeless sing some Christmas song, and I'll play the kazoo along with them.
What's a kazoo?
That's your bit tomorrow?
A kazoo, it sounds like this.
That's your big bit tomorrow,
That's it, huh?
I'm gonna be playing that while they all sing.
That's it.
That's fucking
Now, first of all, who told you could just come up with ideas for the show and like inject yourself into the bit or project that we have going on?
Yeah.
Who said that?
I don't know. Danny thought of it.
He ratted you out.
Anthony, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
What?
2010, it's time to move Bobo to the Ron and Fez show, like the rest of them.
Ah, right.
Moving Bobo to Ron and Fez, and we get new people.
Hand-me-down kooks.
That's right.
That's what they get.
Ron and Fez get our handy...
hand-me-down kooks.
Are they hand-me-downs?
Yeah.
I thought they were handy-downs.
Did you think forever that when clothes went from the older brother to the younger brother, it was called hand-me-downs?
Are we being honest today?
Yeah.
No, I didn't think so. Hand-me-downs, yes. Ron and Fez get our
you're handing them down. Hand me down. Yeah.
But you said hammy.
It's all right. Don't worry. You're not a fugitive or anything.
Wait, what do you say?
What?
What is it?
Hand-me-downs.
That's what I say.
I thought you said handy-downs.
Oh,
yeah, I might have just mispronounced it a little bit.
Oh, hand me downs. That's what a liquor-filled womb says.
I might have said that. All right, so I was a little off on the pronunciation, but...
Disappointed mom says after the delivery, laying in that hospital bed.
Bobo.
Hearing you cry like Rosemary's Baby.
Thank you, Bobo. We'll see you tomorrow for the big kazoo thing.
The husband's just smiling because...
Believe me, I got a couple of songs planned out.
All right.
We
got
Bobo. Thank you, Bobo. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, it's time to move Bobo to Ron and Fez. They'll appreciate.
Take a little more money off of that haircut budget.
Jesus. Guys, Travis has just handed in...
What?
Opie, Anthony's, and Jim's bombs of 2009.
All right, great. So you got a 30-second clip.
Oh, see?
No, he
Very
really
sweet
went
of
after you hard because you got 10, Jimmy.
Hard. How many do we all have?
We got a few.
Are we
each.
all stupid? And
Who do you want to start with?
I'll throw myself under the bus.
No, that's what I was thinking. Whoever
Really?
goes first, the listeners aren't going to remember those bombs.
True, that's why
I know what you're thinking.
That's exactly what
that
I
means
was thinking.
Jimmy's last. All right, so now it's between you and I.
Nice.
How about we play pick one? Keep it
Okay,
fair.
mine.
No, look. You got a 50-50 chance right here in your hand.
Okay.
One disc is my bombs and one is yours.
Ready? And...
Which one?
Right hand.
Meaning what?
That hand.
Is the one out?
Your right hand is the one that gets played.
Gets played?
Played. It's Opie. Very good.
Clubs and bombs of 2009.
Okay.
Let's start with this one.
But the Nassau legislature is back in Republican hands, so Swazi doesn't have full reign of the pen for, whatever he wants to do.
Is he over his brother's death?
Who?
Swazi.
Yeah? I don't know. Was he? What?
Patrick Swazi.
oh my God. Holy shit. So bad it's funny.
Can I tell you, now we're back live, what I liked about that, though, was Ope's very sweet Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
That did actually make it almost not a bomb.
Almost. Yeah.
It still was a bomb, but it made it almost not one.
The delivery was what almost made it not a bomb, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze. Oh, God.
What was the context, though? What was the context of that?
What do you mean?
I don't know. What was I going for there?
Patrick Swayze.
No, I know his name, though.
It was too loud in here, and you were trying to quiet it down like a library, and you succeeded with that one.
Swayze?
I really know his name, though.
Yeah? Swayze?
It's Swayze. I know that.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. You're probably just reading it and, being silly.
It's funny.
All right, we move on to the next one.
Let's see. Good.
Well, and before you change the page, Larry the Cable Guy, health inspector.
Oh,
is that
God.
was that a sequel to Larry the Cable Guy?
No, that was his first movie.
That was his first movie. He's got to have
His
Larry the
first movie,
Cable
that's
Guy
the way
in the
they could work
title.
him into the title.
You guys don't.
Yeah.
He's got Delta Farce. He's got that.
Witless Protection in the top 10.
I can't listen.
I'm sure they're not great
This is
movies,
a good
but
one.
I do think that the critics are going to attack it just because it's Larry the Cable Guy, and they're not going to like his humor. Although I'm sure that they're not great movies.
I'm sure the movie stunk on ice.
Can I just stop the interview?
Yeah.
You can't let me slide. I'm looking at Larry the Cable Guy, and I'm thinking the fucking Jim Carrey cable. Fucking
we didn't know that.
No. Oh.
I have an uncomfortable feeling throughout
Nobody
my
knows
entire
that.
body.
I didn't notice it either.
Just left him alone.
I'm like, is Larry the Cable Guy health inspector the sequel to Cable Guy?
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Oh, I thought you said to
Dude,
Larry the Cable
I am
Guy. Like,
so uncomfortable. I just want to leave.
Who cares? You humiliated yourself. I didn't even notice it.
Thank God you guys aren't good listeners.
who cares? You humiliated yourself.
That's awesome.
Honestly, we're back live. It really doesn't matter. I mean, the fact is, nobody noticed it.
Yeah, true.
Nobody noticed. How did we not pick it up?
Because I had to bring it to everyone's attention how awful that was. That was horrendous.
I'm sure a listener.
All right, that's a
probably
couple.
would've-
We'll go back. We move on to Anthony now.
Ah.
Couple from
boy.
Anthony.
Oh, boy. I've had
Some of the big bombs and flubs of 2009 from Anthony.
Some humdingers in my day, that's for sure. Oh, no. Threatened Jimmy with a, well, you gotta sleep sometime, I think was the line, which meant that Jimmy should have had his throat slit in his sleep by Jesse Ventura, which would have been odd.
You could have sued Jimmy.
I don't know. For what? Sleep deprivation?
Right. Yeah, Sue, go. I haven't slept since you were here last.
I'm
Thanks
going to
a
wait
lot.
for 18 months, Jess.
But Jimmy always has what he likes to call a tranny shield on him, just in case anybody comes in at night. Oh, no. No? Nothing?
Nah, it was funny.
I was tripping over
I
it.
know you were.
My tongue isn't working yet.
You fumbled drunkenly into the room with that one.
It's terrible. Yeah, that was a bad one. I remember that one. I
hate this
bit.
I love this bit. I
really?
It's one of my
It's
favorite
so
bits.
uncomfortable.
Because
It really
honestly, other shows don't do it. They don't showcase
Would you?
when they bomb.
Would you?
What happened?
I'm just thinking, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something going on there.
What do you mean
All right.
something?
What?
Something is a female ass.
Yeah, but it's like it's approaching maximum density.
No,
I mean for if it's any bigger, there's a problem.
Are you trying to say the shelf life is about to run out?
Exactly.
The milk is almost sour?
Yes.
The ass is almost sour?
It's right at the high limit, which is fine right there. That's good. That's
Next week, though.
Sexy. But you never know when you might open it up and give it a sniff and go, "Oh, I think this went bad."
That fucking.
Yeah, right.
Danny would like that.
In the skirt. No, I'm saying that. I'm in total agreement.
I've been pooping.
I've been pooping. You are a degenerate.
Disney's got to hire you for your noises.
What's that?
I love it.
You got to be in animation.
No, I don't do enough voices.
That was some good fucking...
What am I going to be, a cartoon character over here or something?
You're like Michael Winslow? Is that his name?
Oh, God.
I don't know. I wish it was like...
Do some more noises.
Like Michael Corleone.
Do some of your noises. Ant and I will tell you. We'll tell you what you're doing. Go ahead.
It's a machine gun.
Fucking guy with his hat again.
It's a machine gun. I do good sounds.
Oh, yeah, she's got to love that one.
Another bomb or flub from Anthony.
Sure.
Because my doctor wants me to get the test.
Because of his body.
The test used to be the big one.
Test out the doctor's new scale.
That's what they said after he got off a plane.
The test used to be the big one, but now when the doctor says you need the test, they're talking about the pandemic that is the swine flu. Of course, Obama, you know, throwing $2 billion more dollars.
He's being tested for HI weight. See, you say it different. It's high weight.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Please hold on. Not high like hello. High like a lot of... But then you heard the HI, you thought I was going to say V. But then I didn't. I said weight.
Oh, high weight instead of HI weight.
See, it's that's why I kind of stretched out the HI part when everyone's going to go, okay, he's going to say
The more
HIV.
I understand it,
and
the worse it gets.
Yeah, that was a bad one, too. Oh, HI weight.
Is Wendy Williams starting to look hot?
Stop it.
I just want to throw that out there.
I wouldn't say hot, but she looks better.
Looks better, right?
Your LASIK is worn off now completely.
Why?
What happened?
I don't know. What do you think,
You need
Jimmy?
to have your eyes
I agree.
redone.
I really do. I think she looks sexier and a big breast.
Stop it!
She looks good there, man. She does.
I think she's got...
She lost some weight. She looks good.
And her breasts are bigger. It looks like she lost a little weight. And her
stop.
hair... She looks way better with darker hair, right?
She should be in the eating off of a... Just stop it. Stop it.
Whoa.
She should be from a...
I'm not saying, like, over the top, wow. I'm just saying, I'm a little better.
Oh, look at the face.
A little better.
Her gut looks good. Like
Damn.
she's got a thin little waist. She looks good, man. She's a big girl, but she looks fucking sexy.
No, she doesn't.
I have to disagree.
I'm just saying a little better.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not-
Get her in the sack, pull that wig off. You just see some fucking bald head.
So what? I'd fuck Pesci and JFK. I got cancer in the neck. I've had it for years. Her fucking wig's on a thing like his.
Jesus.
That stupid movie.
She's fucking... there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
You think she has bad breath?
No.
Oh,
She's just trying to be smelly.
She's got them big fucking cockeyed, watery Oprah eyes.
Her show's a hit, though.
Yeah, it certainly
She's
is.
well, she was huge on radio, man. She has a massive audience.
Yeah, but this is like a completely different audience. This is fucking... The audience that she's getting that has nothing to do with her radio audience. It's like Tyra.
Yeah.
She's like Tyra.
Yep.
You know, she goes and babbles into these fucking...
It's the ghetto version of Tyra.
There's something very
Shit.
regular about Wendy Williams. There's something very, and she's a good talker. There's something very regular about her.
That's nice. Maury's got the pedophilia show on today.
Oh, I know that.
Wonderful.
Kids.
Oh, who are they?
Whoa.
Oh, that's Daniel and Marissa. They dance.
Jesus, great names.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you reach into the well, you don't mean to. Honestly, no foresight in that.
Apparently not.
Sorry about that. You're just pulling up names.
Yeah.
I guess the mind is an odd thing. Sorry.
Oh, that's
Sorry
great.
about that, Daniel. You know.
Oh, my God.
You know that Maury's beating Oprah?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
18
no.
to 34-year-old.
With the...
For what? Jumping on his...
Jesus. All right. Hey, breaking news, motherfuckers.
Breaking news,
threw my
motherfuckers.
Breaking fucking news.
Wow. Yeah.
Chris Henry of the Cincinnati Bengals, he fell out of a truck, had an accident, right?
Yeah.
He's fucking dead.
Holy shit.
Who
I
is
heard
he?
it was serious.
He's a fucking, he was an NFL star. Is what
Oh, was he a big star in the
Hell fucking yeah. Chris
Big
Henry of the
star.
Cincinnati Bengals is dead.
He fell out of his own truck?
A lot of people saying it, including Tommy
Oh, you told me.
and Chase B from
Me.
Atlanta and others.
Wait.
Bengals Henry dies at 26. Holy shit. Yeah, he was in a pretty bad accident with his truck. He fell out, I guess. And there
Damn.
wasn't many updates on the accident. And now we're... Huh?
Oh, no. He fell out of the back of a pickup truck in what authorities describe as a domestic dispute with his fiancée.
What the hell is going on? So he must have jumped in the pickup, and the fiancé is driving away, and he tumbles out the back.
You're smart, dude. It's probably what happened.
Wow, that's probably it. Oh, my God.
Oh, you just read that.
No, I didn't read it, I swear.
What was his initial injury? A head injury?
Oh, dude.
Did he?
It had to be. You clunk your head like that. Oh, my God.
Shit.
Wow.
You know how
that's
bad
nasty.
she must feel like you're just arguing, and 5 minutes later, your person is
Now he's
dead.
Yeah, Chris Henry was a star, man. Holy crap. Thank you for the breaking news, guys. Appreciate it.
That sinks.
I don't know him. I don't know the man.
There's going to be some bummed out fantasy football players.
Oh, yeah?
All right, Jim's bombs. A couple of Jimmy's bombs before we get out of here today.
Good.
It's 10:11 already? Holy shit.
You know, can you believe it?
Yes.
Oh, Dana White's in town, huh?
Yeah.
UFC guy. Have we ever seen him live?
I have. I met him in Vegas, but he has not been in, no.
He's just done phoners with us,
Always on
right?
the phone. Be funny if it's just a mouth that comes in, there's no person attached to it. That'd be funny wasn't the operative word.
Yeah. Horrifying might be. Wouldn't you just scream?
It would be something.
Ah, it's a mouth.
I would.
And
it's always cool when you're bombing and somebody else decides to strap the plutonium to their chest and jump in.
I wanted to jump in and try to save you.
I appreciate it. As I was eating.
That was a good double bomb. I appreciate it.
Yep, I was fucking Hiroshima and fucking Nakakumiya had to pop along.
Oops. Let's move on to the next one from Jimmy. Who's, what? What are you promoting, Jimmy? New Year's?
New Year's in Fort Lauderdale Improv. I only have, and then this Friday, my Long Island shows are both sold out, but there might be a few tickets for people that couldn't take the rescheduling. But in Bayshore, these are my.
Oh my God!
I'm actually doing that.
My head's spinning.
Yeah, I'm confused now.
What happened?
My Bayshore gigs were rescheduled twice because of
Yes,
Leno.
but what do you mean for other people with tickets that what?
Some people probably couldn't do this show.
Oh no!
Because they were rescheduled twice. So anybody that couldn't make the Bayshore shows for this Friday night,
What kind of a scumbag would reschedule something twice?
a guy that fucking what am I gonna do when fucking the
network
JLENO
Yes.
wants me, I go.
Bayshore.
Yes,
I'm very excited. I think I'm going to see
I would
Jimmy
hope so.
in
Yeah,
Bayshore. Yes.
2 shows Friday.
Does NBC treat you nice?
Honestly, dude, NBC and I mean is fucking fantastic. They really do. They really are. It's exactly as an entertainer.
Tell us what it's like.
They fly me first
Sit
class.
back in. He's going to tell us what it's like.
Let me shut my eyes and
let
imagine.
me dream a little bit.
I'm going to imagine.
Can we have some nice warm music, Travis? I want to know what it's like.
Jimmy, be like
Jimmy's about to
Peter
tell us how
Pan and
NBC treats him.
Make us fly. I want
Please.
to feel like I'm flying.
Do we have some good music for this,
Here it
Travis?
is. Here it is.
Travis, come on, some happy music.
Come on. My eyes are closed like Anthony's.
Yes.
Hey, stop touching me, weirdo.
Put some nice music on, Travis, before I cut your throat.
Like a, yeah, nice.
Travis,
Look at
please.
Travis is
You
under
momentum
pressure.
drainer.
Holy shit.
He'll play the live version of something.
Yeah, something nice music. It'll be
Nice
fucking
heart.
Nazi marching music.
Just find some live Yanni.
Oh my
Canadian
God! That's all you
weirdo.
need is some new age shit.
Come on, let's go.
He's sweating in his stupid
Oh,
beard.
look at him, that idiot! You fucking
Play
traitorous.
something from Keys to the Imagination. That would be a Yanni scene.
Oh, there you
Holy
go.
shit. Can we get somebody more competent back there, like Butch's asshole?
First track of Keys to the Imagination, please, if you will.
Please, if you will, Travis.
God,
Yanni's big seller.
NBC.
Travis.
NBC.
Tell us what it's like, Jimmy, please.
They, they mentioned me in press conferences. Wow. And they included my name in the new Jay Leno show when it was being promoted as somebody that they were happy to have aboard.
Really and truly, Jimmy. Really and truly.
They really did. Everything they've told me, they've not only done, but they've done a little more.
More?
More than they told me.
More than they had to, Jimmy?
Because they value my service.
What is that word?
Value. They fly me out.
Value.
First class airfare.
Value.
First class.
They give me a nice hotel room and they pick
Can we
me
look
up
up the
and bring me
definition
there.
of value?
Oh, you don't need the definition. It's NBC. They value me.
And then
They promote me. They put me on television. And they honor what they said they would.
Honor.
It really is nice.
Wow.
The vibe is amazing.
Can we go with you, Uncle Jimmy?
I could bring you along. They'd be happy to meet you.
Do they look at you like they want you there?
Not only did they not hide me, they named a segment after me.
What?
Jim Norton, uninvited guest.
Why would they do something like that?
Because they're happy to have me there.
Happy.
And they want me to know that. And most importantly, they've paid paid me everything. Wow. So nice.
That's magical.
Per diem. My hotel room's reimbursed, airfare reimbursed, and my money for being there and money for travel days. Wow. And they promote whatever I want, which is my books.
Do they protect you if you get in trouble, Jimmy?
Of course. Of course they do.
Amazing.
Of course they do.
Wow. What about the warm cookies?
The dressing room always has whatever I want inside of it. It has fruit, vegetables, cold water sodas, and some coffee.
Fruit?
Yes. Their producer says hello and knows what's going on.
Wow. All right, now I know you're lying.
What is that
That's impossible.
The highest profile talent they have does nothing but promote the platform he's on and comes in and says hello to me every time.
Oh, damn, that's great.
And they're winners. They're winners.
This is magical and amazing.
I don't know how to ask.
Where is this wondrous land?
Burbank, California.
Burbank.
Office is here, I'm sure.
Do you have room in your suitcase for us, Jimmy?
Oh, it's a big suitcase, filled with things I bought when NBC paid me the money they promised me.
Turn it up, Travis. Turn it up.
It sounds perfect. Are there any there?
Unfortunately so, but they're kept in the back.
Stupid Mondays.
Oh, God.
Oh, I really, honestly do love that.
I wouldn't hold it against you.
And
loving
Fox.
it.
I love Fox, too. I have to say, they've been very consistent and nice to me.
Yeah. I've always had a fine experience dealing with Fox, except once.
They made me feel very welcome.
Let's do another bomb from Network Jimmy.
Good luck!
Jimmy.
I should have that clip here every day, by the way. E-Rock has decided that we don't really need to play that anymore.
Why has he done that?
Dustin in Texas.
Spoils. Well, who's bragging about doing that in Texas?
Hello?
No? Wait.
Hello? No?
Hey, Opie, I know you're reading a list, and I'm going to let you finish. But Anchorman was one of the best movies of all time. One of the best movies of all time.
We got Kanye West on the phone. Thank you, Kanye. There's like 3 different things happening at once here today.
Dustin.
Dustin,
Got it. Trust
Apparently,
me.
the listeners got it, too. Yeah, that was a good one, Jimmy.
Yeah, that was bad. Who would brag about doing that? Oof.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
Why? I want to hear more.
No, we don't want to talk to that person because I want to go home. Here's another bomb from Network Jimmy.
Oof. Get that one.
No, he's reading the sign.
All right.
I'm with Dan.
Yes.
On that. What's the sign say again?
It says, "Don't go home with mope." Stupid Patty. All right, next bomb is from who?
Did you read that as Lou Ferrigno, or is that really how it...
Bomb, no, with mope. It's like a deaf person reading.
Yeah, no.
By the way, I threw out a monumental bomb.
Oh, damn it.
That nobody... I can't
they'll
believe...
catch it on the replay.
Do we have it? I can't believe no
Travis
one
is
has
getting
it
it right now.
Was that Travis is getting it? Because he saw...
Oh, boy, did I.
Oh, shit.
Hang on.
Let's see.
I just got to find it. Hang on.
It was
I missed it.
It was a monumental.
Oh, damn
I would have gotten the same reaction as you were talking. I just rolled a grape on the table.
All right, I got it if you want to hear it.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because I had a bat in my kitchen, and I decided the best way to get rid of the bat was with my fire extinguisher.
Just fucking pick it up and put it with your glove and ball.
Completely destroyed my
Wait, just do what? Pick it up and put it with your glove and ball.
You said that?
I know. I'm embarrassed I even thought it.
Patrice.
Back live.
Having a lot of fun there. Put it with
your ball and glove.
You said that?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You want one more?
Yeah. Uno más.
From Network Jimmy.
Favor.
Network Jimmy.
That's interesting.
Because Roger Daltrey didn't write any of those songs, right? Wasn't it all Pete Townsend?
Pretty much Townsend, yeah. Like, Roger Daltrey looks fine there.
Yeah.
Look at Pete Townsend.
It looks like a ventriloquist with a Down syndrome puppet.
Jimmy's back. Nice.
Yeah, Pete did write most of the songs, like My Generation. I like to fuck people not from my generation. Because the kids...
Wow. Wow.
That's not what I meant.
You want to come back in from the bathroom?
Yeah, hold on.
Come back in.
Yeah,
come back in.
That
Do a
never
sitcom
happened.
entrance too, Jimmy, please.
That never
Please.
happened.
Jimmy's going to do
It could be
a sitcom
one
entrance.
of Jimmy's
Take
worst
two.
bombs ever on the
I don't know
show.
what was he going for some kind of stuttering joke? Jimmy! Jimmy's back.
I'm back. Hey, you're looking at The Who.
Yeah.
I heard Pete Townsend wrote a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to fuck girls from my generation. See? I figured I'd bomb twice. We can't allow that moment to pass.
Do the bit.
Yeesh.
Yes, we're back live. That was
wow.
That was monumental.
Oh,
I forgot that one. That was utter silence.
Because I had a laugh, and I liked where it was coming from. Didn't he write a song called My Generation, like a place he doesn't? There was something there. That's one you should write, not say off the cuff.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Too bad he never fucks girls from his generation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're going to try it again now?
My generation. That's why he stutters. They're so young he can't get it out. My generation. His fingers are sweaty.
You've redeemed yourself months later.
Yes. I hear you've got quite a cock on you. May I see it? I want another bomb from Opie, another bomb from Ant. It's only
not happening.
Gregorio.
Not happening. Tomorrow it'll happen. We'll do more tomorrow. I got to go. I really got somewhere to go. Steve from Bayshore
is a bum. His stupid hairdo.
Steve from Bayshore, I want you waiting by the phone all day long.
Why? What the fuck's up with him?
I might have a ticket to the Islander Ranger game tonight at Nassau Coliseum.
Oh, you need him to drive you?
No, I'll
Is that what
drive
he's going to do? No, I mean just drive you, drop you off, and pick you up afterwards.
That'd be great, man. How great would that be?
Just stop by my car when you're done.
But I need him by the phone all day. I'm only going to try once if this ticket becomes available. I'd invite Ant, but you don't really like hockey, so
I love hockey.
Not to the extent of, and my sleep is now. I'm in pure vacation mode with my sleep now. I've already got it, so I'm not even wasting a day of vacation time with like pesky getting up and go. What's the matter?
Why are you rubbing your balls?
Oh, Jesus Christ,
Jimmy!
All right. That was probably the most offensive Uncle Paul thing ever. I'm offended.
What are you talking about? I got agita. Yeah, sure you do.
One more wake up. Yes, that's what the people are saying.
One more wake up. Who said that? Mars? That's Mars' thing?
Right. Mars. I didn't know he could talk. Who else said something? Satin?
Let's go.
Satin. Satin.